So
Let's see. I'm just watching my phone.
okay. Late sale has arrived. The late sale has arrived. All right. Can the YouTube chat hear us? Or can you hear us? Because I don't trust these people.
Not yet.
Sabotaging
Still
chads.
saying waiting. What's the delay?
I think it's about 30 seconds. Could be a bit
We're now
more.
live.
We're now live.
We're on.
We are live. We're going to do this really quick. What the F is this? Yeah, we're going to do this really quickly, and then we will be out of here. So let's get it started. 300 and counting. Thank you, Certified Tyrone. He made it. Let's do this. It's Looks Live, and we're back. Thank you for tuning in. Yes, again, we're at the extraordinary early time of 3 p.m. UK, 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time in the USA, 4 p.m. Berlin, and 12, well, you know, this is 18 minutes ago, 12, thank you, Hannah, 12 Australian Eastern Standard Time. And don't look at me. It's not my fault. It's Face saying goodbye already. It's not my fault. It's Fate's fault. It's all his fault.
It's over for kangaroo cells.
With your, I mean, Australia is like so weird. You're on like Martian time. Like the rest of the world is like about 2-3 hours, 5 hours difference. You're just like on the complete opposite side of the galaxy. And hence why the time is, hence why we're doing it now. I woke up about 3 hours ago.
Yeah, we may as well be on a different planet at this point. We're just so isolated from everyone else. But thank you for accommodating me, and thank you to the chat for tuning in at this odd hour.
It is crazy, but yeah, thank you guys. We do appreciate it. So let's get straight into things before, because we're going to be really quick. I'm going to try and be out of here within 2 hours. He says, but you know that probably won't work out.
Why the fuck you lying?
But I'll try my best. So let's get through some housekeeping. All right, I'm going to be really quick with this. Yesterday, my braces broke, and there is a screw in my gum which came out. I was eating pizza and it came out, and it's almost as if this screw could cut diamonds, and it's stuck in my mouth. So like every time I talk, yeah, it only hurts when I talk. It only it only hurts to be alive when I talk. So that's gonna make today really interesting, because every syllable I give to you is going to be like, you know, pain. So I would love to be concise, but I kind of need to speak. So just know that when my mouth is bleeding, it's because I value giving you entertainment and information. What else? I don't know if you people have heard this. I've said this so many times. I have 2 internet connections, right? One is like dial-up, which I could not stream on, but it's unlimited. And one is a slightly faster connection, like it's maybe like a 2002 connection. And that's the one I use to stream on, like I'm doing right now. And that one is limited, and I don't know how much of that connection I've used up. So if the stream like disappears, then I've probably used up all my bandwidth for the month. So that's just something to bear in mind. All right. So let's just have Face is using your donations to LooksMax. Not really. A lot of the donations go back into the what's the word I'm looking for? Not extravagant. Exponentially, prohibitively expensive connections that I have to get this stuff to you. On my girlfriend. Yeah, I forgot about that. I do spend your donation money on my girlfriend, my 1010 Stacy girlfriend. Sorry about that. Right, let's get into today's show. Last week we didn't take any callers, and we're gonna have to correct that this time round.
Yes.
But before we get into things, do you want to introduce yourself and why you wanted to come on, or why you wanted to come back? What do you feel didn't get achieved last week that you want to get achieved this week?
Oh well, if we could simply, I think maybe just go over a tiny bit more with the Black Pill normies, why they're here, and the state of the incel community, as well as get some people on, and hopefully we can get some good discussions going.
Exactly. Okay, by the way, for the autists who believed me, I don't have a girlfriend. It was a joke. Jeez. These guys must be really new. They definitely haven't seen my face, because if they had seen my face, they would know there is no possible way I would have a girlfriend.
Well, if they're that autistic, I guess they belong here.
Okay, yeah, probably. All right, so let's before we go into the inceldom topic, I just wanted to open with this. All right. So the topic is Black Pill makes life predictable. This is a story I saw a while ago. I don't think it really needs much of a introduction or anything. It's basically a young woman who is covered in birthmarks, I think they are, and some of it is over like the lower half of her body. She's got boils as well. I think in the bottom left picture you can see like a really great big boil. It almost looks like a parasitic twin trying to,
Wow.
trying to live. Yeah, I'm not. I'm gonna get attacked for this. I'm not downplaying the hardship she's overcome with having this disfigurement. I'm not trying to belittle what it takes for her to get out of bed, and I'm not trying to make fun of her problem. Okay, that's something I will never do. I will never make fun of someone's disfigurement, because I'm an incel. I'm an incelibate. So obviously I have empathy. Even if it's a woman, I have empathy. Yeah. But anyway, I posted her picture in my server this week, in my Discord server, and someone said, this is the point. Someone said, "What's wrong with her? What's her problem?" And my answer was, nothing. Nothing is wrong with her. She can still get a boyfriend. She can still realize her genetic potential. She will still be rejecting certain men who don't meet her criteria. She will be pedestalized throughout her life. She could open an OnlyFans. I think she doesn't have enough spots, to be honest. Not enough boils. Yeah, so the answer, what's wrong with her? Nothing. She can still get a boyfriend. She can still date polyamorously if she wanted to. When it comes to women, there is no fault, no flaw that is too great for a man to think. Men will think, she's probably lonely. She probably doesn't get hit on by many guys. I'll be the guy who hits on her because she'll probably appreciate my advances. They say that, not realizing that all men are thinking the same thing. It's juggernaut law. Okay, my connection went down. I don't know if we're back. Hello?
Yeah.
Yeah, my connection went down.
It says that we're live again.
Oh, we're live again. Sorry about that, guys. I don't know. Incelibate luck, right? It's just a thing, and we have to deal with it. You know what? I'm not even surprised at this point. I'm surprised we came on air at all. Can you see my screen, by the way?
Yes.
I'm surprised we came on air at all. So maybe I need to refresh the chat now. So let me try that again.
Yes, I can see it's coming through again, and the chat is saying that we're back again.
All right. I'm not seeing it refresh on my screen.
Okay.
I don't know. Let me paste this back.
Yeah, right. It's not. Yeah, you'll pop out.
Yeah, can you see? All right, so let me... Are we back live on YouTube, though?
Yeah, but YouTube, it's all good. The
All right.
chat's coming in on my end, but just on your end, you'd need to, yeah.
All right, so
as you
let's
said,
copy this
refresh.
back. Copy that. Here. Paste. Oh, I kind of expect it, but it's still disappointing when it happens. It's like, oh, really? Really? I mean, all right. I'm trying to get this connection back. We're on YouTube though. I don't know why the connection is why the chat has stopped. That doesn't. Do I need to open it again? All right. I'll close it. Restore chat.
Tell Faith to stop whispering and speak up like a real man. Yikes.
Yeah, Carino.
The reason I'm whispering is because it's
Late.
it's late here and I don't want to wake someone up.
All right, so I've got this back. So if I go to here, paste, and abracadabra, please work. Let me just wait for it to update. It's about 30 seconds behind. So I've updated. I can see this chat, but it's not updating on my screen. Update, damn you.
Can you close it and create a new one?
If I close it, I'll create a new one. I'll have to put in all the fonts again. People think I just come on the air. I just click a button and say, "Yo, I'm live. I'm streaming." But no, there's so much that goes into this.
Can you close just the chat box? Yeah.
What can I do? What can I do? Right, let me give it like a wrong URL. Okay, so it's the wrong one. And then let me give it a correct one. I'm having to do like software engineering on the damn live stream. All right. I think we're back. I think it, all right, someone, I think that's updating. I mean, well, it's new. Okay, please remove picture. It's very disturbing. How dare you? You're being very rude. She's a woman who's suffering.
Ball cell. Getting out of here.
All right, okay. Finally, we're back. We made it. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. But only for 1 hour 45 minutes more. That just took that error just like took some of our time. I know. Anyway, so as I was saying, Faye still hasn't bought a S doll with the donos. That may happen. I don't think so, but I won't rule anything out. Dystopia says,
"Don't give me any ideas, chat."
So anyway, as I was saying about 6 years ago when the stream began, there is nothing wrong with this woman. I don't know if you guys heard this. I said that someone asked me, what is wrong with her? What's wrong with her? What happened? And I said, nothing is wrong. She can still get a boyfriend. She can still realize her genetic potential. You mean fat girls have a low IQ. She can still realize her genetic potential. She will still get pedestalized by guys. I don't know if you guys heard this because the connection went down. There is this thing called juggernaut law. Is Hamoudi fake cell? He keeps lying about himself. Hamoudi lied about his height. He downplayed his height. He said it was 5'5". Then next time around, he said it was 5'7". Then 5'10". His height keeps changing, which is very. If you're an incelibate, there is no reason to lie about your disadvantage, right? So take it up with him. I'm not saying anything. Yeah, so she can still realize her genetic potential. She will still get pedestalized by men. Men will think low IQ can't pronounce cell. No, incelibate. She will be. Men will think they have a chance with her because they see her as easier pickings. They see her as someone who won't be immediately reluctant or dismissive or disgusted by their advances. So like the whole juggernaut law theory goes like this: the more flaws a woman has, the more men think they have a chance with her. So so basically, what's wrong with this woman? Absolutely nothing. Nothing is wrong with her. She can still realize her genetic potential. She still gets hit on by guys. She is valued for existing. So yeah, absolutely nothing. Anything you want to comment? You want to make?
Oh yeah, so yeah, she's still a woman. So despite any quote unquote flaws she might have, she still lives life on tutorial mode.
Exactly. All right, let's keep moving. This is okay. Yeah, I wanted to speak about this quickly. Okay, so this is not news to anyone. OnlyFans has grown in popularity, especially since the lockdown of the COVID-19. It how can I describe it? It dawned on me this week that we've had like 100 years of female suffrage, voting, the ability to vote. We've had people championing gender equality, and there has been this big societal push to recognize that there is very little difference between men, or the pursuits that men embark upon, and those that women embark upon. It's just that there are fewer women in STEM because they're raised. I should set up an OnlyFans account, someone said. I would make it $0. Yeah, that is absolutely correct. There is zero difference between men and women, or very little difference between men and women. What accounts for, you don't sound very disciplined, honestly. Is that for me? Oh, it's someone else. What accounts for the discrepancy that you see between the pursuits that men embark upon, such as like chess at high competitive levels, STEM, mechanical pursuits, those kind of things, and women going into people-based careers where you work with people, where you ask, how are you feeling, and it's more touchy-feely. They say that the difference between men's choices and women's choices is because of it's enforced by cultural teachings, or subliminal cultural indoctrination. They say that, absent the patriarchy, then women will go for the exact same things that men do. But it's funny, with all that said, it's funny that the biggest revolution in female independence is essentially the P word. This will be censored when I bring this out next time. Bring this out when I re-upload this. The biggest revolution in female independence in 2020 is essentially prostitution, which basically means that women haven't moved on since the biblical days. This OnlyFans has emphasized or reaffirmed what we knew as black pillars. Even red pillars know this, that women are the primitive gender, and a lot of what they do is based on receiving and making profiting from their bodies. Basically, they don't like to be sensually objectified, but the first thing that women resort to in any kind of emergency or any kind of situation where they're empowered is their bodies. Is look at my hole, look at my butt, look at my chest, look at me, jerk off to me, as long as you keep your distance. And at this point, I'm not even surprised by this stuff. I'm more disappointed. Right? When you heard about the OnlyFans thing, and like, what was your opinion? Were you like, wow, this is such a surprise, women using their bodies, or were you like, okay, more of the same fate?
I got to be honest. I suppose I wasn't surprised. I guess what surprised me the most is just how popular it's gotten. So just how quick it was for women just to switch to that option. And also how quick it was for simps to just sign up en masse.
Oh, gosh, yes. There is a special place in hell for simps. I can't believe how men find solace in having their username read out, or having a woman say, "Oh, thanks for your donation." It just speaks to how lonely men are. That the slightest morsel of attention from women means the world to men. And then you've got the women femcells having the cheek to say that they can't get a boyfriend, when it's never been easier for a woman to get attention and validation, intimacy, everything.
No, it just goes to show that they're not interested in looking at the playing field, how men are treated at all. It's all just about how they are treated, and as far as they're concerned, it's not good enough, because they're always looking at how Chad is treated. They're always looking about how the men on the top are treated, what society, how much they can succeed, and so
Apex
so long
fallacy.
as they compare themselves to Chad, it'll never be good for the rest of men.
Exactly. Apex fallacy. Women seem to be I don't want to say the word victims, but they fall prey to so many fallacies, one of which is the apex fallacy, where they look at the top percent of men, top 20%, and they think that all men live like that. Because, men below men in the bottom 80%, to women, we're not men. Where I don't know, some kind of organism that mends the roads and delivers them electricity and donates them money. Not me personally, but some guys are like that. But we're not actually
we don't
men.
Count.
Yeah.
We're
All right.
just expendable.
Yeah, exactly. Right. I'm gonna read out some old donations from last week before we go on to we get into today's let's say divisive, uncomfortable topic. Right, so yeah. This is from last week. I think I can read it from this point on. I wish it gave times, then I know when I would know, because I've got like the date of the donation, but I don't actually have the time, so I don't know when. Like if someone donated after the stream ended or like 1 minute before the stream ended, I can guarantee that I probably didn't read it, but there is no time. It's just a date here. So just some guy with an IT ... says true cell equals heavily deformed man. What is an inkwell? We'll get onto that. Time for a Kiss said, if you already tried everything and will be an Incelibate forever, what should you do with the rest of your life? Serious question. Do you want to answer that?
Good question. I think it depends on your age. So I think if you're young, maybe you can delude yourself with some ambition or cope that can keep you going. If you're an old cell, I'm not sure. I can't speak on that personally, but I can't look. It's going to be tough. I don't know what to say. If you can't get a family, then yeah.
So my immediate knee-jerk reaction is looks maxing. Obviously, you do that, lose as much body fat as you can, you gym cell, then you get your face rated by someone who knows how to rate faces. Okay, maybe me, but there are guys out there on like different forums who are black-pilled, who know about zygomatic arches and maxilla forward growth and stuff like that, and upper eyelid exposure and downward pointing medial canthi is a plural. If you get your face rated by those guys of that type, that's going to be helpful in determining what your flaws are and then what surgery you need to use to ascend. You need to be realistic about your market value and what you want. So if you're a white guy, for instance, and you're like, well, I can't date Asians, then I don't. It just depends. It's your right to reject Asian women, but then don't call yourself celibate. Don't call yourself incelibate. So there's a handful of things you can do, but the brutal thing about this is that there isn't always a solution. That's what's brutal about this. The red pill is accommodating and comforting because they offer a solution in every single circumstance. They're like, well, if you're in a wheelchair, just show her how good your hand movements are, or if you're ugly, just if you're hideously ugly and deformed, just wear a nice fitted shirt and work out. So in any situation, they will come to the conclusion that you can overcome it through behavior and working out and very soft looks maxing. But the black pill is harsh because sometimes there is no solution. Sometimes there is none. Sorry.
That's the black pill in a nutshell. There are going to be some things in life that are just so brutal, and you just have to admit that you are powerless in the situation, and that's not for everyone.
Yeah, some people can't take it. Some people do, like, under this kind of pressure and this kind of harsh reality, some people probably aren't equipped to deal with the black pill. Some people should like press back on their browser right now and go find Coach Red Pill or something. Okay, I'll keep moving with the donations from last week.
My son's wife loves this stream. Oh boy.
Shouldn't it be my son's wife? What did you say?
That's what the comment said.
Oh, okay, right.
Maybe the guy meant to say my wife's son.
My wife's son, that's it. Sorry, I think I said it wrong as well. We've got a donation from, because I'm doing too many things at once. I can't multitask. I'm stupid. I think it's Anumina Melon says, You say height is a multiplier. Does tall / broad frame normie ascend a point or so? You say height is a multiplier. Does a tall / broad frame normie ascend a point or so? I don't get the reference point because I don't know. It's not as if you've expanded your frame, and so we're talking from the frame of reference that you were a frame cell. You had a bad frame. We call it frame cell. You were a frame cell before, and you've expanded your frame. Therefore, have you gone up in looks? Nothing has changed. You've always had the frame you've had. So, I don't think you can look at that in terms of ascension because nothing has changed. But if I understand you correctly, does having a good frame help? Of course, definitely. A manly frame on a guy who doesn't lift is at least somewhat good competition for a man with a bad frame who lifts. It probably mogs him. So, yeah.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, if we're talking frame in terms of width, like clavicle length,
broad shoulder,
maybe say neck size or whatever. Yeah, it's definitely important. Obviously, it's nowhere near as important as heights, but it's definitely more important than muscle mass. A Chad with a nice frame instantly and always mogs any person that doesn't have a good frame, regardless of the muscle mass or how much steroids they take and whatnot.
I guess because frame speaks to your genetics. It is a display of your genetics, having a broad shoulders and narrow waist and a good frame.
Well, having
your genetics.
Having a good frame, strength is mainly comes from your bones, actually. So that's it's actually the most important thing when it comes to your power as a man.
Whereas like lifting, any 50 IQer can go to the gym and lift a bar up and down and develop some muscle. Whereas your frame you're born with it, and it will be passed on. Like your gains in the gym won't be passed on to your offspring, but your frame will, and that's what women are looking at, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I would say that having a good physique might compensate maybe a couple inches of height, but nothing more than that.
Yeah. Alrighty, let's keep moving. Save Us From Evil, $1.99, no comment. Save Us From Evil, $1.99 said, who are the Chad and Giga Chad in the world, 9 and 10? Oh gosh, this would require some kind of research. I'm guessing, this is just off the top of my head. Probably when I watch this stream again, like so many men will come into my head and I'll be like, oh, you should have said this. But like the Henry Cavill type men of the world, who's that guy? There was a girl at work who said, oh, she loves this guy. Oh, it's completely gone. But you're talking like Hollywood kind of tier, male, not even so much male model, because there is a skew to bone structure rather than attractiveness. But I think when you're talking about Hollywood tier men, put it this way: 9 and 10 out of 10 guys, they're photographed. They don't just walk around, going to their Burger King job. They are living a life where their looks have had an influence on their job and their career and their success.
If I can just speak generally, I would say that generally those 9 and 10s out of 10 have both the good-looking, aka pretty boy features, but also the robust masculine features.
Yeah,
have a good blend of both.
Definitely, 100%. Young people. This is from Save Us From Evil again. Thank you. by the way. Young people are tall because they eat and live good. Any comment on that?
I'm not sure about that, to be honest. I think there's a little bit more to that. I think women are just selecting more for height now than ever.
Yeah.
And we're just seeing the results of that now, post, the 80s and 90s.
Yeah.
What else? Infidelity as well. I'm sure that's getting like more and more rampant, and that's something people aren't considering.
Oh, that's brutal. It is getting like that. I'll just comment quickly that it's environmental as well. Like, it's the more access to nutrition we have and stuff. But definitely, we're seeing. I guess it takes a while for the selection process that women embark upon for it to be visible. So whereas women, I don't know, maybe women were selecting for tall men in the 60s, and now we're only seeing the fruits of their endeavors right now. So I don't know, it's both. Let's keep moving. Bendover says, I know you can't say this, but at some point, after trying multiple times and your mind is twisted by all the rejection, all the copes stop working, all you see is oblivion, then isn't it time to check out? Bro, that is really negative. But I do understand how you feel. Yeah. I've been through that kind of no, I've been through it. Like, it happens once every 2 years. Like, every week I feel that way, or every couple of days. I don't know. I guess the impact it would have on family to check out, it makes me stick around, and the fact that I don't have the best access to tools to leave, I guess. What keeps you around, Fate? What keeps you enduring day after day?
I'm still young, so, and I'm not a true self, so
you're young.
Childhood, such a sweet sexual time.
Not
for you though.
No, not me. But I guess what I'm trying to say is I probably, even though I like to talk about the black pill and Incelibate topics, I probably do cope deep down inside. And I guess I haven't truly given up yet. However, I do see a time in the future where I'm not sure what I'm going to be able to do with my life once I hit my 30s. And I know for sure that nothing's going to happen. I don't know. How am I going to deal with it? I don't know. I can't answer that question. I'm sorry.
Let me just read it again, because someone said I minimalized this guy's comment. I was like being too humorous. He said, I know you can't say this, but at some point, after trying multiple times and your mind is twisted by all the rejection, all the copes stop working, all you see is oblivion, then isn't it time to check out? To be honest, I can't make that decision for you. I really do feel for your, like, humor aside, I know we joke about on this show a lot, but humor aside, I've been through what it sounds like you're going through. Often, like, I just sit at the window and I stare out and look at the clouds and I think, I would be much better off if I wouldn't have this grief and this depression, this lifelong depression. I've been depressed for so long that I don't think there is a cure at this point. I feel like this is part of me. I feel like you'd have to, like, cut me in half and carve the depression out. It's such a part of who I am. So I get how bad you're feeling, but man, I'm not the best person to ask. I cope with alcohol. I cope with talking to as many incelibates as I can. I cope with sleeping. I cope with the fact that there is always the option of leaving, if that makes sense. There is always the option that you can, like, you don't have to die of old age. You can give it like a 3-year window, 5-year window, and say, okay, if things don't improve in the next 5 years, man, I am out of here. I'm not saying that's a good thing, but I guess you can cope somewhat with the fact that you have a base level that you don't want life to go below. Like, if you could say, all right, things are bad now, but if things go below this level here, which I've set arbitrarily, then I'm out of here. So I guess you can cope with the fact that you've given yourself like a base level where you won't accept things going below. It's not an easy situation, is it, Fate?
I mean, it sounds like obviously speaking directly to this person, no one else would know better than you what decision to make. But it sounds like perhaps you need to talk to someone who can relate to what you're going through. So if you could perhaps find maybe a Discord server where you can have a VC with another incel, get all the options off your chest, and then see which option is best for you. But I would also, I think Face touched on something important, which is that so long as you know that you have the power to end it now or in the future, I think that might be a bit comforting, knowing that you have the control. And in the meantime, just try and enjoy the simple pleasures that you still can for now, until you come to that final decision, if you do.
And that guy, send me an email and let me know that it's you from the stream, and I don't know, we'll speak. So I do want to reach out to my people who are legit Incelibate. I'm not gonna if you're a 6, I'll send you on your way. But if you're like an Incelibate and you are going through the same kind of things I am, I guess, or you feel the same as I do, then I definitely want to speak to you. Khan for 3 GBP, Great British Pounds, says, normies in relationship now tread on thin ice. Well, that's fair. That is, I've recognized that fact, that any man in a relationship is starting to become aware, or just with the minimum with the minimum level of social awareness. Maybe he's been on TikTok or whatever, knows that his girlfriend can replace him in an instant. So I guess that's legit. No, what else can I add? Yes, you want to add anything?
Oh no, that's okay. I think we need to try and move these.
Let's keep moving
along quickly.
Samuel Aesop for $2 said, Face, are you a virgin? Nope. I got laid probably while you were in Pampers, and it was a single mom. She wanted me to raise her children, whatever. Long story. Your race, jogger race. I'm black. And SMV number. My face is like a 2 to 3, I think, 2 to 3. I've had surgery though, so I've had surgery on my eyes. I've had a blepharoplasty. I've had tear trough implants to raise my lower eyelids so that my eyes aren't so droopy. I'm in braces for jaw surgery, lower jaw surgery. Bend over again said, poll. Press 1. Oh my gosh, this is so dark. I don't know if I should read that. Thanks for the donation, but that's very dark. I'm not going to read that. Brick said, stop deleting your vids and shorten them, please. The reason why I delete the videos is, number one, because I want to censor swear words to make it YouTube friendly, because YouTube has no reason to host videos that they can't put ads on because they have swear words in them. So I want to censor the swear words because, like, all right, I don't know, PewDiePie can swear. I don't know, whatever. Different the standards don't get applied evenly. If you upload a video with swear words and comments that aren't politically correct, YouTube can't put ads on those videos. And so why are they bothering to host your videos that they can't benefit from? So then you become a liability to YouTube, which means you get earmarked for deletion. So that's the whole process. Wow. Okay, that took so long. Okay, we are let's move into
Already now in.
We're
already at
an hour mark, right? Let's keep moving. All right, so I've spoken about this. Every man around the world, well, at least in the West, is feeling the pinch of women's central market value. That women have inflated options. They can date the best of the best. They don't need you if you press 1 if what? I missed that. Did you catch that? Because I had a different screen up. $20. I think over £5 gets your comment read out, so I'll wait for that. But yeah, every man is feeling the pinch of women's inflated central market value. I'm not minimalizing the fact that men are struggling, no matter your looks level. If you're a 7, you're a 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, you're struggling. I knew it. Here we go. What?
No, I didn't hear anything.
I didn't hear anything. It didn't get read out. That is crazy. I'm going to have to read it out. Thanks for your donation. I'm going to read it out as soon as I can. I'll come to the donation soon, so sorry about that. I'll have to fix that. I don't know what happened. I apologize. I'm still working through things. And the thing is, I can't test this unless I'm streaming. So I can't be like, oh, well, I think the volume works here, because I need a stream to be in happening, so I can receive a donation, so I can hear what's happening. So I really do apologize. Face has never revealed. I've trust me, I'm very revealed. Apologize, but I'll come to your donation. Don't feel like you donated and got misled. I will come to you. So yeah. Everyone is feeling the pinch of women's inflated central market value. Everyone is it's getting hard for everyone, but incelibates, I would say, are feeling it the worst. So an incelibate, we've been through this before. I'm just going to touch on it quickly. An incelibate. What is an incelibate? An incelibate is someone, I would declare, someone who is the kind of guy on the left who has a receded chin, recessed lower jaw. His nose is slightly over projected. His ramus doesn't exist. The bone you must have seen in WAR 5 or 6. His ramus doesn't exist. He looks really pretty bad. So he looks below a 5 out of 10 in looks. I think that we should be quite there should be a looks component to what we declare as an incelibate. It shouldn't be someone who has a dry spell, someone who can't get dated heavily in the past, but has not been able to get a girlfriend in the last few months. I feel like there needs to be like a looks component. There needs to be acknowledgement of your dating life in terms of, if you had a girlfriend or you had a lay, when was it? Was it with a fat, disgusting woman in Asia? Like, there needs to be some nuance, right?
Yeah, definitely. It's a case-by-case basis, but for each case, looks definitely play a part. I think sub 5 would be the benchmark. I think
Yeah.
once you reach the 5 looks range, that's when we get, in my opinion, into the normie territory.
So I said that there is. I think I said this 2 weeks ago and last week. There is some nuance to be applied. So a 50-year-old man who did 200 approaches and got one lay, so that's like 199 rejections. And he did that in like the early 2000s or something. I don't think he's comparable in any way to like a 19-year-old virgin who approached one woman and got one rejection. So it's nuanced in that respect. It takes into account your effort, your looks, your effort, your potential. There is in that way it's nuanced, but I think we can make like generalizations that if you're below average looks, you're probably an incelibate, bearing in mind what we've said. If you're below average height and looks, then that just cements the thing even further. And what about okay, you can respond. And also, what is a true cell?
Oh, so a true cell is obviously the guy on the right. So
Yep.
this is a true cell would be a man that has almost no sexual market value. Their looks are like maybe sub 3, perhaps
Yeah.
sub 3 looks level.
Oh, that's
They
me.
have severe. Oh,
Oof.
well, that's why you're here.
Yeah.
Yeah, so a true cell is someone who is extremely low sexual market value to the point where it's completely over for this person. There's nothing that this person can do to get any intimacy for a woman.
So
Yeah,
you're
they're
ruling
one
out
of the-
surgery, right? Like as an option. You're saying that
Yeah, I
they're
mean,
so
look,
bad
everyone
that
should
surgery
always
probably
consider-
won't help.
I think when everyone should explore their options regardless. But I think for the true cells, even if they do get surgery, where are they going to end up? They might only end up at the incel level.
Yeah.
Maybe some might be able to get to normal level, but not for all of them.
It only gets worse.
I think what you're getting to is that we're basically separating men into different hierarchies. So it's like we have a category for each man depending on their SMV.
Okay. Oh, someone's posting racism. I'm gonna have to censor that.
I'll get onto that.
All right.
Keep talking.
All right. So we've got the Incelibate, which is the man on the left. We've got the true cell, the man on the right, and then I guess we can just quickly, very briefly, speak about a mental cell. So we get to the callers. I'll do that soon. We have people who declare. I don't know if you can still hear me. Sorry if I'm making you multitask.
Yeah.
We have
mental cells.
we have the mental cells, who. Okay. If you're a mental cell, if you're saying that your mind, your social, the way you interact with people socially is a reason for your inceldom, then it needs to be diagnosed and it needs to be explicit or what's the word I'm looking for? Like it needs to be like a heightened thing that it can't be like, oh, I'm shy sometimes. I'm shy. I can't speak to women because I'm shy. No, it needs to be like legit diagnosed autism, legit diagnosed Asperger's. I guess social anxiety works if it's diagnosed, not social anxiety as in I feel shy sometimes. So what we get in the community is a lot of guys saying that they are a mental cell, which they use as a shield because maybe they've exposed that they're average looking or good looking, so they want to portray their inceldom, and the only way they can do it is by portraying something that can't be seen, something that's not visible. Get 5-4 on the stream. I don't know where 5-4 is. He hibernates, so I don't know. 5-4, if you're out there, come on the stream. Priority placing, but he may be asleep. But yeah, these people in the community who are normies, they use the mental cell label as a shield because it's already been exposed that they're average looking, but so they can't come at it from the looks point of view. They can't say, "Oh, I'm ugly." So they have to say, "Oh, I'm a mental cell. My mind is why I get rejected." But then you delve deeper, and you're like, "Okay, so what is your mental problem?" And they're like, "Oh, I'm just shy." Please go away. If you have a diagnosis, and it's a social problem, then yeah, but oh, please. Like, if I'm just shy, please, are you serious?
They're just looking for excuses, really, to just not really give up, but excuses to join the discussion of the Incelibate community, so that they can meme and have a fun and entertain themselves. That's it. That's all it is, really.
All right. I think I got your graph here. Oh, no, not there. Not there. Oops. The graph. Where's the graph? I can't even see this before I show it to you. So I'll have to go through so many things. I can't see your graph. Oh, I didn't add it. Such a loser. I admit, I am an absolute loser. I'm a loser, baby. So why don't you kill me? Maybe this is it. Oh, well done. This is it.
Oh, there you go. You did it.
I did it. Correct. Okay, so yeah, my opinion is that there are more non-black pill. Like, hear me correctly. Like, let me just spell it out for you. There are more non-black pilled incelibates in this community than black-pilled incelibates who exists in the wider world. So let me be clear. We do have black-pilled incelibates in this community. Like, they make up like maybe 30% of the community, whereas the rest are normies. But outside of this community, there are far more non-black-pilled incelibates because they're coping, or they think that there is like a prohibitive aspect to this community where you have to, especially lately, where you have to get over the notion that incelibates are hateful, misogynist people who can't get a girlfriend because of their personality. So that makes non-black-pilled incelibates reluctant to join our community and see our points. But the point I'm trying to make is that there are probably more non-black-pilled incelibates outside the community than there are incelibates, black-pilled incelibates in the community. So if you just look at like the normie chart that you posted here, most men are between low-tier normie and high-tier normie. This is like the bell curve we're looking at. Most men are between like a 4 to 6, I would say. And you've got like a small part of this bell curve, which is incelibate, true cell to low tier normie. In fact, let me expand it to... Yeah, go ahead.
I just want to say this shouldn't be taken literally, This
Yeah.
is just meant to represent an idea in your head of what it probably roughly looks like in real life.
Yeah. So the majority of the men, I feel like a chat is coming in soon. The majority of the men who come into the black-pilled Incelibate community are normies, because by definition most men are normie. And so you've got this skew where most Zert Junkie needs to get yeeted.
I got him.
All right. Imagine doing this. He probably lives in America, and he's doing this at like what, 11 a.m. Do anything else. I mean, like, there must be something you can do constructive with your time. Then post the N-word. Oh, well, you posted the N-word, bro. Man, no one's heard that before. What a loser. So why don't we, you know what? Why don't we give him a good seeing to? So as I was saying, there are more men who are normies, and so then the influx into the we got him. The influx into the Incelibate community. Thanks for modding, by the way, Fate. The influx into the Incelibate community is skewed heavily towards normies, right? So more normies exist, therefore more normies come in. You would hope that, like, videos such as mine or 5-4's videos, or I'm thinking 13K because that's his name on Discord. Incelibate TV, you know who I mean. You would think that because of the nature of our videos, you would think that it would skew the people coming into the community to be more incelibate, but that doesn't happen. So there is an influx of normies. And so, yeah, I feel like this Incelibate community suffers from a kind of popularity, because more of the wrong audience is watching our content. So yeah.
Just by nature of there being more normies than inkwells, there are always going to be more black-pilled normies than black-pilled inkwells. So regardless of how you can help it, they're always going to be here. They're always going to be consuming the content. They're always going to be commenting, chiming in, and there's always going to be this split, this divide.
Yeah, okay.
It just hasn't become apparent yet.
Yeah.
Because I suppose in the past there was a bit of a stigma, so only legitimate inkwells were willing to come here. But that stigma is like long gone, and now we're seeing all the BP normies coming in.
Black pill normies. It's become cool to identify as an incelibate, which is bad for the actual sub-5 incelibates. The point I wanted to make. So this is going to be divisive. I know people are going to be like hateful, and I'm going to get some hate. But I draw a line between sub-5 incelibates and 5 to 7 normies, we call them, normal-looking people, who, I don't get me wrong, they're not chads. They're not slaying women left and right. Yeah, someone said gatekeeping. Okay, white computer power. Yeah, you can come on. By the way, when we open up the portion of the show for calls, I want to get you on. The sub-5s and the 5 to 7s experience life completely differently. So, for instance, I want to be in a community. I love talking to. There's a YouTuber whose name I won't mention. He's made documentaries. He's made super chats. He's made He's done live streams. I love speaking to this guy. This guy is high IQ. He's able to speak in a confident manner. He has charisma. He's a good guy. I like him. But the fine nuances of being a sub-5, I feel like someone who's a 5 to 7 can't appreciate the fine nuances of female treatment. So, for instance, going back to this week, I went out to a restaurant, a takeout in the US. They would call it a takeaway. We call it in the UK. I went to a restaurant to get some food, lazy, whatever, to supplement my food. I went to a takeaway restaurant. This woman behind the counter, she gave me my food. And then you when you're black-pilled, you notice this. She dropped the change from a height into my hand. And then I was waiting for her to give me some eye contact so I could, say thank you or thanks, bye. That's my usual thing. Blackpool Jesus up in there. I was waiting for her to give me some eye contact so I could say thank you, because I'm a polite person. Of course, I get treated like garbage by most people and most women, but that hasn't made me a hateful person. And she didn't give me any eye contact. She just didn't look at me. She looked down at the floor. She looked anywhere else but my face. Anywhere else. Like she would have looked at like dog poop if it were there rather than my face. And I feel like I want to be speaking to men who experience the same thing as me. That kind of there are certain nuances that only us men below a sub-5. She didn't want a sub-5 to, yeah, exactly. She was scared that some man juice on my hand would touch her like impregnation. She was scared of. There are certain men who would know exactly what I'm speaking about, and those are the kind of guys I want to speak to. I don't want to speak to a guy who's like a 6.5, who's like, yeah, man, I haven't had a lay in a few weeks. I kind of get what you're saying. Like, I feel your pain, because we're not on the same level. Okay, yeah, every man is experiencing difficulty in getting a woman, but I just feel like sometimes I need to be around men who experience the same level of rejection that I do.
And
is that such a bad thing?
Is that
such a bad thing?
Well, speaking candidly for a moment, I would say that these people we're talking about, these black-pilled normies, might give us the time of the day here in the virtual world, but I don't think they'd want to be seen with us in real life. So,
oh yeah. In a nightclub, they would be like, yeah, see ya.
Yeah. So, what was I saying? Yeah. So I would say that we're two different types of people. It's not the same thing as having nothing and then having a few lays every month or so, or a couple of lays a year. I'm sure, yes, we can talk about the same black pill topics. Yes, we can agree that hypergamy is getting worse, that all these things are happening in the world. But when it comes down to relating these little things, like the example that you just talked about, in the cafe or wherever it was, takeaway shop, I can definitely relate to that. That happens to me all the time, where the female server will be short and snappy with me, and then once I've done paying, she'll look down and away. No eye contact once I'm done. And so when it comes to creating a community where inkwells want to talk to like-minded people, we just want to talk to people who have suffered the same as we have. It's not like we're saying that we don't like normies at all, or that we don't like to talk to normies from time to time. It's just that we want to surround ourselves mainly with people who are going through the same things that we are. It's not a real difficult concept to understand. It's okay. Let me put it like this. It may be the same as a short cell wanting to talk to other short cells because they're going through the same thing. Or maybe other ethnic cells want to talk to other ethnic cells because they know that they can relate to the same problems that they're experiencing. It's no different than Sub5s wanting to talk to other Sub5s and not really wanting to spend too much time talking about their problems to someone who probably doesn't experience the same things that they do on a daily basis.
Exactly. Someone said we all have to be as ugly as Face or we're irrelevant. No, I'm not saying that. But your dismissive attitude kind of speaks to your own normie looks. Like the people who say, "Oh, you're gatekeeping," they're obviously like 5 to 7 out of 10 in looks. It's such a obvious reveal of hand who you're offending.
If you use the word gatekeeping, you've just told everyone that you're a normie in looks.
Yeah, exactly. Something. Okay, let me. Maybe I should go into this. All right. So this is why I feel there is a need for a split between Sub5s and 5 to 7 normies. Okay. So this, I'm not going to shame this person. I like him. I would probably sit at a bar and chill with him, and no. There is no animosity in this sharing of this screenshot here. But I got a screenshot from a guy. He looked above average looking. He looked like a dollar store pound stretcher version of Lachowski. He looked like Chico, as we call him colloquially. All right, stop gatekeeping. All right, well, just hear me out. Right. I'm gonna make a point after this. Okay. So this guy who is decent looking, good looking enough to have his face as his profile picture on Discord. Like that's like female tier. Like women do that kind of stuff. Women want to show off their looks because, you know, if they show their looks, they know that they will get a degree of preferential treatment. Women tend to, if you're looking at YouTube accounts, women are more likely to have their own picture in their profile picture because they get like I said, preferential treatment. They won't be mistaken for a man. So in the same scuffed Chico, in the same sense, this guy put his picture in his profile picture. So me commenting on his profile picture, I said, if that's you, you're a volcel, voluntary celibate, or a man who likes men, GAY. No hate, by the way. Men who, I should have censored that word. I'll do it in post-production. Men who like men are cool. They don't need to deal with women. But yeah, you're a fake cell or a man who likes men. So this guy, who I won't name and who I would speak to and chill with in a bar. This man said, Volcel, in quotes, JFL, just effing lol. Ever since I turned 18, foids expect me to be tall, etc. No P in V until I grow in height and ascend in face. So let me just read that out. He said, no P in V until I grow in height and ascend in face, which indicates that he hasn't had P in V, right? Okay, I'll keep reading. He says, which you can easily do, but effing over-exaggerate it that I'll be subhuman forever. You are effing 6'3". You can't comprehend what I would do to get to that height without that cankerous leg lengthening surgery. I'm giga blackpilled, but here we go. I'll pause while you I don't know, hold on to the nearest seat or something. He says, I'm giga blackpilled, but not by direct definition and incelibate since I lost my virginity in my teens, but a future incel if I don't, sorry, but a future incelibate if I don't do something about it. So, okay. All right, I'll just read what my follow-up. Just turned 18, I said. Oh, shoot. I guess it's over for you. You've been trying for so long, sarcasm. You will be out of this community and effing your girlfriend within a few years. I won't waste time. You will put this behind you soon. He said, not getting matches. I replied, Tinder is a shoot show unless you're 8+. Even Incelmatic says it's all about social circles. What made you think Tinder would work? So, okay, let's go back to this. The guy just turned 18 and he said, I'm gigaback pilled, but not by direct definition and incelibate. Since I did lose my... Oh, sorry, I read it wrong. Sorry. Since I did lose my Sorry, I apologize if I read that wrong. He said, since I did lose my virginity in my teens. So he lost his virginity in his teens. He didn't, like, if it had been like a few months ago, weeks ago, he would have said that. He said he lost his virginity in his teens. His argument for declaring himself an incelibate or worthy of being in this community is that he might become a future incelibate. He's speaking to something that hasn't happened yet. And these are the kind of guys I don't want to be speaking to in any kind of Discord server or forum or community, because they don't share the same experiences as me. This guy is... He just turned 18, and like probably like a year ago, he was up in a girl's guts. There is no way that he can identify with the experiences I go through in life, where I'm just trying to get respect out on the street. It's not, I don't even want to get like like indicators of interest anymore. I just want a woman not to laugh at me when I go outside. These people don't understand. So it's very telling when people say, oh, you're gatekeeping, because you're probably one of these guys.
Female hypergamy never anticipated technology pushing it now. I think it cemented BLK pill guys and pushed normies into believing they're in a similar boat.
Wow, that was so robotic. I'll have to read that out again. Man, I did not catch that. I think we have another one. No, that's $5. Fate, you still there?
Still here, dude.
All right. So I'll get to that live stream, that super chat soon. Sorry about the robotics. I'm still working through this. Robot, yeah. Do you want to speak to that experience I had? And this is by no means unique. I get this like regularly. I'm incelibate like you. My girlfriend went to the park without me. What?
It seems to be getting worse, honestly. I don't know what's going on right now, but is it just that men are just getting mentally weaker, so they just want to be included in what's going on? Or is it because of Chad 19 and people are really bored, so they just want to join the community and we're just like, you know, just sort of shape shift the meaning to fit what they think it is, just so they can be included in the discussion and memes? I'm not sure. However, one thing is for sure, these men are deluded completely. Yeah. You guys are not inkwells. Like, you're talking about something that, you know, hasn't even happened yet. If you've lost your virginity in your teens, obviously you, especially in this day and age, it means that you do have some level of looks, which means that by definition you are not sub-5. Like, it's very, very unlikely to lose your teens, to lose your V card in your teens as a sub-5.
Yeah.
And then to talk about something that hasn't even happened yet, like, I don't know. I can't even. I'm lost for words.
It's an insult. It's like a legit insult that you would come to me and say, "Oh, I might become a future incelibate." I got laid in my teens. He didn't say last 3 months ago in his teens. He's still in his teens. He still has 2 years, all right, a year and a half of his teens to go. There is no indication that he's an incelibate. And plus, I've seen his face. Let's just get it clear. I've seen his face. I've said this before. You will probably be bored of me saying this, but with the Incelibate community, there is no barrier to entry. So all you have to do to join the Incelibate community. Was about 15 years ago. No, this was a message I received 7th of September 2020. This is like this week. What was I going to say? Oh yeah, the barrier to entry. All you have to do to declare yourself a member of this community is to say, the femoids, the hypergamy women want chads, the roast beef hanging from their legs, and that's it. That's you're welcome. It's welcome. You're in. Done. That's it. That's all you needed to do. Whereas, I think that's why there are so many normies coming into this community, because to get to feel welcomed into any other community, you actually have to do something. You actually have to make an effort to get in. So for instance, if you want to be in bb.com, bodybuilding.com, if you want to be a bodybuilder, you're probably going to have to lift a weight up and down once or twice, every now and again. You're probably going to have to look at your diet. You're probably going to have to be aware of like what they call it, like regimens, where you like Monday you do back and triceps, and Tuesday you do, I don't know, legs or whatever. There is some kind of barrier to your entry to coming in that community. If you want to be a video gamer, you're gonna need something that video games can be played on, right? There is a barrier to entry on all these things. Sorry, I'm going to finish up because I speak too long. There is a barrier to entry on all these things, but when you join the Incelibate community, all you need to do is repeat a few memes and pretend that you're suffering and downplay your interactions with women, and then you're in. You're through. You're considered one of us, and then that's it. You don't need to verify anything.
It just goes to show how much the community has changed, because obviously when this community started, no one wanted to call themselves an Incelibate, so there was no barrier to entry.
Yeah.
The community was welcoming to all who shared and sympathized with the things that we were talking about. Now, different story.
It's become cool. It's become cool to be an Incelibate now.
Yeah, exactly. And so the bar is so low, the floodgates are open, and so everyone's running in.
Face to a surgery stream. That may be the next one. Yeah, I was gonna say something. Yeah, this is one of the things that normies in the 5 to 7 range don't get. Okay. Oh my gosh, there was a screenshot I missed out. Okay, forget it. Anyway, yeah, one of the things that 5 to 7 out of 10 normies don't get. This is one of my experiences. If you're an Incelibate, you've probably had something near enough this experience that you can this will help you identify with me. One time I was in the gym. This was like a year ago, but it burns so deep that I still remember it. I was in the gym changing, come home from a hard day's work where I'm getting IQ mogged and fighting for my job. And am I loud enough, by the way, on this stream? It's a bit too late to ask. What an idiot. But am I loud enough?
No, I can hear you.
Okay. I was coming out of the changing rooms at the gym, and this is how deep within the changing room I was still while having a negative feedback from a woman. I hadn't opened the door fully. Someone was walking before me and they opened the door, and I hadn't yet held the door open. The door opens inward towards me. I hadn't yet opened the door fully so that I could get out of the changing room. What's up with my job? Long story. I hadn't yet gotten out of the changing room, and I saw this average-looking, cute-ish, mixed-race woman, young girl who, I would date, obviously. She's a woman, so yeah. So I was coming out of the changing room, and she gave me the dirtiest look just because I made eye contact with her for a split second. Now, I feel like I've spoken about this in the past, that women feel insulted when an ugly guy approaches them, because what does it signify when an ugly guy approaches a woman? It signifies that he thinks he has a chance with her. He's approaching her because he thinks there is the possibility that she may be attracted to him. And if she's attracted to him, if he thinks there is a possibility that she may be attracted to him, he's implying that they may be on the same wavelength in terms of looks. So when an ugly guy approaches a woman, she finds it an insult because you're implying that you are on her looks level, which the implicit meaning is that you're calling her ugly because you're saying that you're on her looks level. You say that you're thinking that you have a chance with her. You're thinking that she could say yes. So yeah, I've said that before, like a long time ago. Old news. So women feel insulted. I'll be quick because I speak too long. Women feel insulted when an ugly guy approaches them. But now we're moving to the point where women feel insulted when an ugly guy looks at them, because the look is now the intent. So this is something that Sub5s can identify with, where the 5 to 7 normies are oblivious to this kind of treatment from women. We get hostility for looking at women. It's moved on. Just being Sub5 and looking at a woman is grounds for a woman to give you the stank face, the you look. So this is something that Sub5s don't understand. So this is why I want to be in a community full of Sub5s, because they understand this kind of thing, because they've been through it. Everyone who's Sub5 has had this experience. If they've looked at a woman and she's given them this dirty look, this dirty face, this feeling of repulsion. Whereas if you're a 5 to 7, you don't get that. Fate.
Yeah, sorry, I was gonna add that that's the reaction you got from that woman when you didn't even ask her out.
Didn't even
you just
approach.
looked in her direction.
Yeah.
That was enough for her to register an immense feeling of disgust. And so this is what the Sub5s are dealing with on a daily basis.
Yep.
We can't even just do our everyday tasks and go about our everyday lives without being reminded that we are subhuman. At least the normies can go around and do their shopping or go to the gym and not be treated like absolute scum. They can just be quietly ignored or whatever, or have the odd smile here and there and felt like, they're nothing special, but they're nothing, horrible either. We are constantly reminded that we aren't wanted by not only women, but men as well.
Yeah. Not many, few men want to if they're good looking, few men want to have a friend who will be low central market value and drag their market value down. So if you're like an 8 out of 10 man, it's very rare that you will want a 2 out of 10 friend, because say if you go out to a nightclub or something, the women you want a friend that you can palm some women off to. You want a friend who is somewhat competitive with you in looks, so that if you're approaching a group of women, you can say, "Oh, you two women, go talk to my friend while I speak to this woman." But if you're palming those women off to like a 2, they're gonna lose interest. They don't want to be palmed off to him, and so it's a problem. It's not gonna work because you're not the dynamics just don't work. They just don't match. Yeah.
Definitely agree.
Okay. I wanted to bring up this point. Let's get some callers on, by the way, because damn,
Yeah, that's what I wanted to say.
All right. I'm gonna finish this point. Women. This is off the back of the point I just mentioned before, of the woman staring daggers at me for having the gall, the balls, the audacity to look at her. Women don't realize that I didn't choose this face. Yeah? Women look at me as if I think I'm good looking. They treat me as if I chose this face on purpose. They look at me as if I woke up and said, I think my maxilla is forward grown enough, and I think my chin is in the perfect position. It's it's behind my lips, but it's probably a good place. Probably they treat me as if I'm unaware that I'm ugly, especially if I look at them. They take it as an implicit suggestion that I've accounted for my looks and I feel I'm good looking and I feel like I'm entitled to look at you, this woman, and therefore I'm implying that they are on the same looks level as me. So they like, if you think of like a character selection screen, like if you're selecting a character and you want to adjust characteristics of this character to make it to look, I guess, more like you want it to, or look more like you. If you think of me now, if you think of like a say you have a slider for maxilla, mine would be like, you would be clicking minus, and to make it as recessed as possible. Chin minus, to make the chin as recessed as possible. Nose plus to make it as bulbous. They think I crafted myself in some kind of ideal light in my own head, and then just left the house and said, yeah, this is what women want. They have no idea that I hate my looks. I don't blame women for finding me disgusting, but all I want is for them to not treat me as if I'm approaching them. If I leave my house, just try not to laugh at me. I know my face looks funny, but try not to laugh at me. Try not to nudge your friend with the elbow to draw attention to how ugly I am. And this is something that 5s to 7s don't get. This is the experience we get. And you're gatekeeping, bro. You're gatekeeping. No, we experience life differently. I'll say this quickly before you respond and we get some callers. When I'm depressed, I watch a disabled channel from New Zealand called Attitude. It's about disabled people, acid burns, amputee, deaf, blind, yeah, whatever. I watch it, and you know, for a brief hour, I feel kind of fortunate to be me. Like I can get out of bed, I can walk, I can make myself a coffee. I don't need to depend on home help. So I reckon I'm cognizant of certain problems of people who are disabled, such as amputees. So you've got disabled people. For instance, you've got people who are an amputee, lower limb amputee. So that's like a leg, like below the knee, your leg got taken off, amputated. Yeah, you with me so far? You bored, Fate?
No, listening. Clearly.
Okay, amputee, below leg, leg taken off, diabetes, road accident, whatever. And that's harsh. I'm not saying that isn't harsh. That is brutal to lose a leg and to spend, you know, apparently when you lose a leg, and you get an artificial leg, you have to get it fitted and sanded down, whatever. If you put on weight, the leg needs to be adjusted because your calf has changed size, and like there's all kind of things that goes on with amputees. And that's just like a lower limb amputee, someone with no shin, like your leg is cut off below the knee at the shin level. No one is saying that they don't suffer problems and feelings of wanting to leave this planet and that kind of thing. But they do differentiate between someone who's lost like a lower limb below the knee, and someone who is a quad amputee who has no limbs, no arms, no legs. It's a completely different situation. If you've probably walked past someone who has like a leg taken off, their trousers are over their artificial limb. You can't really see it. But someone who's a quad amputee, no arms, no legs, you've noticed them. You've seen them because you've seen them in a wheelchair. They say that just on having your legs amputated alone, like above the knee, bilateral amputation, something like that. If you have amputation above the knees on both legs, they say that it's improbable that you will ever walk again. There is no artificial limb that can give you the balance and the comfort that you require. Whereas, you know, amputation below the knee on one leg is a whole different ball game. So the point I'm trying to make is that they are not in the same category. Yeah, they're both amputees. They both suffer. They both feel hurt and pain and a desire to leave and depression. But no one would say they're in the same category. Probably a really bad analogy, but the same thing applies to Sub5 Incelibates and 5 to 7s. We're not in the same category. We both suffer from female hypergamy, but there's so much difference. I feel like a super chat's coming on. I have no way of silencing it, by the way. It's going to be roboting.
Society makes ugly men creepy. Women have the idea that even though I reject him, someone else will accept him, but that doesn't happen. When one woman rejects you, it signals to others to do the same.
Yeah, I actually heard that this time. Yeah, women have the mentality that, oh, I don't like you, but some other girl will like you. Not realizing that all women think the same. So if one woman rejects you, all women reject you for the most part. Do you want to reply to that and then go back to my point I made about the amputees.
Yeah, either they're thinking of some just war fallacy, or they're projecting what men do at large, which is, well, if they might get rejected by one man, another man will accept them, so it's no problem. So they're projecting that onto on men, which is not the case at all. To reply to your point before,
Yeah.
I think basically what you're getting to is that inkwells we want to be recognized as having life more difficult for us than the normies. That's what it's all about, right? We don't want to be gaslit and told that, oh, we're all having a bad time here. We're all in this together. It's all, we're the same, Sub8s, we're all, none of us are Chad, so we're all in it together. We're all on the bad end. No, that's not the case at all. Whilst yes, we're both don't have it as good as Chad, the Sub5s have it a lot worse than the normies. We don't want this point gaslit from us. We want it to be known that we are suffering abuse on a daily basis.
Exactly. All right, let's get some callers in before we go. I'm going to try and be out of here. I guess we started late, so maybe we can have like 15 minutes. Maybe we have like 15 minutes more to go.
Yeah, let's see how we go. Half an hour.
Yeah, let's see. All right, so let's see. All right, I'm going to play this now because this is important. Looks live. Join the discussion. Add me on Discord. FACEandLMS #3804. But don't call. Send a message to me saying call, and I'll get to you when I'm good and ready.
You'll never have a white girl. Please go
It's Discord only today. Make sure you don't mind people seeing your display picture. Message call to join the discussion. To get a message readout, streamlabs.com/FACEandLMS1. By the way, someone asked what an inkwell was. It's a term that we use as a oh shit. Sorry. We're not ending just
Very
yet.
good. Very nice video, by the way. Very good.
Thank you.
I loved it.
It's a term that inkwell is a term that we use as okay. Do you want the long history? Someone on Incelibate Tears, a woman, because women are really, really smart. A woman said that how do you pronounce INCL? Is it Inkel? Is it Inkel? Do you pronounce INCEL as Inkel? So we kind of made memes off that that pronunciation, and it became inkwell, it became oinkwell, it became sinkwell. So women's IQ gave rise to certain pronunciations of the word INCL. The word I can't mention on YouTube because of censorship. But I call it Incelibate, but you know what I mean, you know the word I'm alluding to. So yeah, it's basically a play on a mispronunciation by a woman who doesn't know that in English, for the most part, CE is a soft S sound, not a K sound. Right? All right. I'm gonna add this guy, Fallin. I'm gonna add him to Looks Live. Yeah, I'm doing it really wrong. So yeah, some callers before we head out and bang our girlfriends. I'm gonna add Fallin. Alrighty, I can't add him. All right, you know the drill. Say CALL if you want to be on the show, and I'll try to get your dumbass on the show. I'm going through. I think the video spoke volumes. Like, why do you need me to say it differently? Let me add. Remember, say CALL to come on the show. I'm gonna be really quick. All right, 1 2 3 on 1 1 3 2 1. I'm gonna add him as fast as I can. I apologize.
PPJ says, please explain some more face. I still don't get it.
Is that sarcasm? Is he trying to say that I've been over explicit in my definitions? I'm guessing, right? Because I have been. I'm just trying to keep everyone up to scratch with my opinions, right? So I invited this guy. I'm gonna invite like 1 or 2 guys. Change my name to Curse again for the. All right, so I'll add him now. So someone else. Let me add. Okay, I think the guy who I offended. The guy who I offended, which I didn't mention his name. He's replying to me, so let me add him to the stream. If he can defend himself, fine. Maybe I got it all wrong. Maybe I got it all wrong. This could be brutal. Is it a permissions problem? Are they just not able to add themselves to the or maybe?
Oh no, we have that. Yeah, so tell them to get into if you give them the role caller and then ask them to get into waiting bay, and then we can move them.
All right.
Or if they get into America, and then we can move them.
Oops, sorry. Let me turn that off. We're just having a IQ problem here. I will be with you shortly. So let me add share. I don't want to say his name unless he's ready to come in. I've added some guys. I need to be sure who I've added. 1 2 3. All right, let me add him. 1 2 Close. I'm not trying to beat anyone up. It's full of love here. All right, full of love. Right, let me add him as a roll caller. Right, so let's add him now. No. You don't need to go there. Let me move him. All right, let me take this guy just for ease. I'll move him now. It's AA. Move to live stream.
God, here we go.
All right, AA, you're on Looks Live. Unmute yourself.
Please unmute yourself, AA.
Unmute yourself.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can.
Hi.
All right. Why am I such a gatekeeping piece of crap?
Wait, the topic today is what again? Can you please just join?
Oh, which live stream were you
my
watching?
God,
See, he's
Yeah.
so busy
Were you banging
boning
your
women.
girlfriend? Is that
You're
what
so
Yeah,
busy
it
boning
was.
women that you don't even know what we're talking about.
Yeah, dude, I was banging. Sorry. So anyway.
All right, make your point really quickly.
Okay, so I just want to say, like, yeah, there is a huge difference, but it's still hard if you're in like.
Didn't you send me a video of you in bed with your girlfriend?
I did.
Exposed.
No. All right, that's an old video. Listen up.
It's old. How old was it? Like,
But
It was only 2 weeks ago. It doesn't
yeah,
count.
exactly. It's probably
no, it's not.
probably live streamed it. It's probably like I was probably watching it live as it happened.
Yeah, it could be did. But anyway, I want to say, like, you make a pretty valid point, but it's
I know I
still
do. I'm
kinda,
fucking
like,
valid.
shut up. All right, listen.
Yeah. I had a sound effect,
Like,
but it just didn't happen.
You're not even like treated as human if you're like sub 5. but
Yes, exactly. Yeah,
But-
no, I agree with you there. Good point.
Once,
So you, as like a 5.5 to 6 with a normie life and a lays in your teenage years, what do you have to say about men who are below a 5 versus men who are 5 to 6, 5 to 7?
Like, if you're under 5, it's like you're not even by like normal people, even the same gender, like you're not treated as human. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Wait, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yep.
For a few more
Yeah,
seconds,
but
we can hear you.
But that doesn't mean that it's not over if you're like in the 5 to 6 range. I mean, maybe in your 20s you'll be able to accomplish something, but you know, like it's not guaranteed, you know what I mean?
Alrighty.
That's why you need to use the time to try and see if it is over for you, rather than spending that time, wasting it in the Inkwell community.
Yeah, that might be true, but I mean, like you said it yourself, Face. People don't really use bards anymore, or that kind of thing to,
Yeah, it's
find new
social
people. So
circle.
what
Even
exactly are you supposed to
even
do?
Incelmatic said it's social circle. You need a social circle. You need your friends. Oh, sorry about that. You need your friends. Anyway, let's keep it moving. So, AA, thanks for that. We'll keep it moving. All right. Thank you.
Yeah, you have a good live stream.
Thank you. Let's move Curse into here, who is falling. Move. Falling. You're on Looks Live. Under the name Curse.
Hang on. I gotta mute your stream. Okay. So, does it have to be in regards to the stream topic, or can I talk about anything?
Yeah. I prefer not to hear about your opinion on Trump. Let's just keep to the topic.
Well, I wasn't gonna talk about anything either way.
Hold up.
Okay.
Wow, nothing happened. No comment. All right, thank you, Xenocide. Is that Xenocide? 1,000 yen. That's probably like $1. But thanks very much.
10 buckaroos.
Back to you, Curse. Fallen.
Yeah, I go with Curse. So what you said today, I would largely agree with, but I would say that, like, basically, if you're above 5, going by our ratings, you shouldn't even be allowed in here at all, right? I don't want to talk to these people because it's the entire background of our community is that you're so low, that you're such a low quality human that you don't even get treated like a regular human, right? Like that's the entire purpose of our community, and nobody that is above 5 knows how that is.
Yeah.
Right? They just go in here to have someone to talk to, pretty much. It's basically we're like a therapist, but we're giving therapy for free. So in my opinion, people like that shouldn't be allowed in at all.
Thank you. Yeah. Legit. Anything to say to that, Fate?
No, I think that's a pretty valid point. I'm pretty sure that's something I said last week. Yeah, we're basically
Wait, did you say that?
I believe so. I said that we're therapists to these people.
Yeah, I mean that is totally the case, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
all right.
absolutely.
I'm gonna keep it moving because I think we're on the same page. So let's add. Thank you for your call,
Thank you,
Curse. All right, I'll keep it moving because we're trying to be out of here soon. So out of here. Let's get Ellie123. Unmute yourself, and we want to hear from
Ellie
you.
or Eli?
Ellie. Why am I wrong? Am I wrong? Oh. Hello.
Yes.
You made it.
Hey, yeah, finally.
Alrighty.
Anyways, I know this is not going to be in line with the topic, right? But I just wanted to say, personally, I don't know what I'd be out of 10. I know that's weird to say, because in my point of view, I did looks max from 4-5 years ago.
All
And
right.
the thing is, back when I was in high school, I used to be in a predominantly Indian high school with many Indian students.
All right.
And I was very, very much at my lowest point in terms of my looks at that time. I was well over 20% body fat. My haircut was just out of literally horrible. And there was this girl, yeah. I used to sit next to her,
Mm.
and she told me something like she told me, she was like, okay, she was like, Ellie, there's just something about you that no Indian girl would ever want to date you or take you back to there, because like she was like, if an Indian girl would take you back to the parents, like you'd definitely be rejected immediately.
Okay.
And
Okay.
in my
But have you been rejected by women like since that point?
from that point till now,
Yeah. Or have you
well, no.
more the question is, have you gotten laid since that point?
Yes.
Yes, okay. How many times?
Probably 3 times.
How long ago was that? How long a time frame are we speaking about?
That was around 2 years ago.
So three lays in 2 years. In 3 years.
Yeah, yeah. But the reason why I wasn't really trying to get as many lays is that I was really focusing on trying to look smart. Literally, I was not even focusing on trying to get lays anyway. I was just focusing on trying to look smart as much as possible.
So if you did try, you would have gotten more lays.
Yeah.
The thing is, with me, there's this mental part of my brain where, like, if I go approach a girl and in the background I'm saying looks maxing, I think in my head I'm just like, I'm not ready yet to go into that field yet. Do you get what I'm
Okay.
saying? Like, probably I'm gonna start really going out more and activate my Tinder account probably next year.
Yeah, go for it. Stop time now because you're wasting your youth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're wasting your youth, and thanks for your call. It's kind of getting echoey, so we're going to keep moving, all right? But thanks for your call.
Thank you.
Thank you. Ellie is out of here. Let's add this guy. The guy. All right. I'll wait for him to come on before before action heats up. It's gonna get live, guys. Okay.
Oh shit.
It's gonna get live. Let me just add him right now. I'm gonna add him as soon as I can. I've added him to the callers list. It's up to you now to click on live stream. Sheriff, click on live stream.
Oh, here we go.
Come on,
It's
I need to go
trouble time
pee. I need to go pee, so be quick.
now.
Can I empower you, Fate, while I go to pee? To get Sheriff
sure,
on,
go
yeah?
for it.
You've got all the admin
I
rights,
mean,
okay?
yeah.
So
just
we
go
want
for
to
it.
we want to get Sheriff on. If not him, then 123 your mom. First is welcome to come on. Computer Power is here as well. So all of these guys I want to get on before we go, but Sheriff probably has a bone to pick with me, a very big bone. Oh, my sound effects aren't on. I pressed a button, it didn't work. He has a very big bone to pick with me, and I want to get him on. So I'll be back in about 5 seconds. No, I'll be back in about 30 seconds. Okay.
Go for it.
All right, back soon.
I'll look after the stream for you. Okay. Hello, can you hear us?
Yes, can you hear my microphone?
I can hear you just finely. If you can just wait a little bit longer for Face to come back, and then you can go for it.
No worries. I would have come here with a better microphone since normally I'm with here in a different setup. I'm in a different country, so if anything is wrong with my mic, just tell me.
No problem.
I'm back. That was one full bladder. Jeez.
You're drink too much alcohol.
Well, that's what we do with Sub5s. Okay. All right. Do you mind me? Do you mind?
Yes.
Sheriff Woody, you're on Looks Live.
Yes.
The screenshot I posted was of your
yes.
Yeah, you saying you got laid when you were 18, below 18. You're worried about being a future incel. Have I said anything that is untrue about the difference between sub-5 incels and guys between a 5 and 7.9 in looks who are disadvantaged? Don't get me wrong, but you got this time last year you were all up in some girls' guts, whereas I was probably drinking whiskey at this time and lamenting dying alone. Do you think there is a distinction between the two people?
You mean the two different types of men? Because women are differently, but I do understand where you're coming from. I do believe that when it comes to being average and being above average to the chat level, you will get some decent success, but it depends on your base. And what I want to actually most importantly point out is, especially on our conversation, is that you only showed a portion of it. Like, haven't you also mentioned what I read or said after that?
Probably didn't see it because I have to be angry. I was like so angry that I probably didn't get time to read the rest of it. What did I miss out?
All right, let me then start then. All right, so after you said, wait a second, I just need to find the exact spot when you said that. I think that
you're not denying that you got laid like a few years ago, right?
Yeah. No, I want to actually just point out what I said the rest to our conversation.
But what age?
You only pointed out where I was like showing off, I got laid and all that. So what I said after that was basically you basically indirectly made the argument that, because I'm just 18 doesn't mean that it's over for me, or like,
yes, 18. No. Hold up.
Young men have like some kind of hope to ascend with some kind of technique. All right, what is your response?
Hold up. We need to be like really. We need to be really clear. You're not just young. You're 18.
You're a baby.
With a girlfriend. You didn't make it. Are you using a voice changer, by the way? People are asking if you're using a voice changer to make your voice deeper.
I'm not. I'm speaking literally from my laptop microphone.
Okay.
Like, this is the shit setup.
All right. So you had a girlfriend, and you didn't make it clear that you didn't insinuate that this girlfriend was like 5 months ago. This sounds like it was a long time ago, which reinforces the point. It reinforces the point that you got laid when you were really young, which means you had an early start. You haven't spent years chasing women, trying to get a girlfriend. It came naturally to you.
Not into years.
Basically, you were born. You had a spoon put in your mouth to feed you. You shat your diaper. You went to school. Then all of a sudden you're laid, which is a complete different situation to sub-5 guys who have gone years. We've had Master Yoda on this stream, who's like mid-50s and had no lays, no girlfriend, no love. So how are you in any way comparable to sub-5s? How do you know what we go through? I get change thrown into my hand from a distance from women. How are we on the same level?
we're only on the same level as you said when it comes to that difficulty in women, which is something that I haven't denied at all. However, what I did make as an important argument is that just because we are average looking or even slightly above average looking, just under the chat level, doesn't mean we are like at that messiah of paradise where we can get foys and all that stuff. So
I get that.
in that regard, we have that same difficulty. But I
No, hey, slow down.
You have to also agree with me on that.
Slow down. We have difficulty,
yes,
not the same difficulty.
Sub5s have it the worst. I 100% agree with you. They have the absolute worst, and I've seen this in my own experience. But it does deny, repeating it again, that
we do.
Any average guy, an above average guy, will, especially over the years where hypergamy is becoming more brutal, because I'm a living proof of it after 18, it's just becoming absolute hell, and will also come to a degree where I will be convinced that even average looking guys won't be enough for, I'd say, even for very few years.
I get it. The Overton window,
same position as Sub5s.
The Overton window is moving ever closer to the right. I do understand that it's getting more difficult, but we're not advocating. It speaks to your norminess, where you can say that I'm a 7 point. Your average looks, where you can say I'm not an 8. Therefore, it's all about because the whole thing with you guys in the 5 to 7 range. You say that it's all about being an 8. If you're sub 8, it's over. Anyone below an 8 experiences life the same in terms of treatment and women, whereas Sub5s recognize.
It depends on your basis. Yes.
See, you don't get
yes.
it.
Yes.
No.
You want to know my stats, so it makes me
hold on. Just let Face speak for a little bit first.
Yeah. When you guys say sub 8 theory, sub 8 law, you're minimizing. You're implying that 7.9 people, men who are 7.9, men who are 7, get like an infinitely different treatment to an 8. The looks are a spectrum. If you're a 7, you're going to get a treatment somewhat comparable to an 8. It's not going to be exactly like an 8, but it's going to be comparable. A 7 is not in any way comparable to a 3, just because they're both below an 8, right?
Okay, what about the study of OkCupid showing that women saying that at least 81% of men are below average?
Yeah,
Where is that look spectrum?
I get that, but
where is that look spectrum in that? What does this mean to this entire argument?
Fate, I've got someone at the door. I'm gonna have to open the door. Can I get you to debate some of your best Incelibate talking points while I answer the door, right?
Gladly. Okay, so I don't really know what the issue is. It sounds like you are getting something. So what's the problem? Is it you can't get what Chad gets? Is that what it is?
So that was the question. Okay, so I used to gotta get something. Not to boast it's just a fact, but it's getting way hard, especially after 18, and especially in my living conditions. And I'm going to give you my perspective on it, so it makes it more trustful. I'm 5'9" in height, and I'm going to tell this to everyone who's listening to this. If you're under 5'11" as a man in Germany, you will get repulsed reactions from women just by your height alone, no matter how you look, especially when you look bad, facially. It will just be the worst of all of it, of course. But even a good-looking man, and I've seen this in my high school, I had a guy in my high school who was like 5'8". He was only like 1 inch shorter than me, but he was like a chatlight in the face, like a pretty solid between 7 to 8 out of 10 in the face. And I see him just being dateless and just seeing how women who are like 5'6", 5'7", and our high school was really that notorious of being promiscuous compared to the other schools in my hometown. So women would literally wear heels to school. So he got fucking brutally just ogged by those women. And I know that because he used to be a friend of mine. I would just stand next to him and just see the treatment that we got both. So, but to ultimately get to your question, I got something back in the day in high school, yes, because between 14 and 18, despite looks being very important, it's like the only factor that counts. Is height won't be that as important as when you're above 18. Above 18, women expect you to be at least the minimum, the 80th percentile in all physical attributes.
Okay, so what exactly do you disagree with? Because it just sounds like you're agreeing with us.
I'm disagreeing the fact that FACE claims that sub5s and sub8s have very different. They're different in the sense that sub8s can have success with women even in the long term, and they just need to do and that, and incels they can't do anything. And my point being is to finally answer that. I want to answer that.
Okay, I got your point now. So let me just. You've had the floor for a while. Okay, so let me just speak for a bit.
Yeah.
So I don't think FACE is saying that you're not going to have any problems. In fact, the opposite. He said that last week. It is going to be hard for you. It's hard for any non-chat to get anything. But the point is that you guys have it a lot easier than we do. Therefore,
in what dimension? In what dimension?
Hold on. In terms of getting something, whether that be a one-night stand or even a girlfriend, regardless what it is.
Or looks maxing.
Hold on. So regardless of whether it's a one-night stand or a girlfriend, you guys are going to have it easier than us. Now, understanding that, why not at 18 years old not focus on the Incelibate community, but instead focus on the real-life community? Focus on your real-life pursuits, because every year that you waste spending time here is a year that you could be, achieving something, or a year that you're wasting in which you could get something in real life. No, we're not denying that it's not hard for you. What we're trying to say is it's a lot harder for us than it is for you.
So you basically give me an indirect advice that I should focus more on real life than on the Discord forums, etc. Okay, now let me tell you something about that.
In closing,
the way I got laid was just purely online dating. It was just purely getting right swipes and getting the meetup. Yeah.
Do you realize that online dating is the hardest sphere in which?
In real life, I've got a shit treatment, and I mean literal borderline to incel. And I'm going to give you examples of that, because FACE, you just joined right now. I've already told Fate of my perspective right now. To repeat you that, FACE, I'm 5'9" in Germany. Any guy who's under 5'11" in Germany, especially if he's average looking, maybe slightly above, and especially if he's an incel, he will get repulsed reactions from women just by the height alone. And I've got that treatment ever since I went to high school. And I noticed, especially after 18, I just want to move away from it, because women expect at 18 and above, literally the elite of men.
Yeah.
Even though they claim to be, they just want a humble guy who's looks matched and all that shit. That's just so bullshit, because I see average to obese girls with literal guys who could just look like they can model at some kind of model agency. It's just fucking crazy. And my point being is that even though, and I agree with your FACE, incels have the worst of all of us, but when it comes to difficulty, it will noticeably increase in the looks spectrum. Like at one point or another in a few years.
Yeah, I've said
there will be a point where only child lives will able to get laid at one point or another because of how hypergamy is increasing.
I've said this. I've said that it's getting difficult for everyone. Every man is feeling the pinch of women's inflated sensual market value. I'm just saying that men who are below a 5 have no hope of anything improving. We're facing dying alone, whereas you're facing dry spells. You fully admit you're like a good example of that, where you got last year. I said it. I think I said it about a minute ago. Last year you were up in some girl's guts, fusing DNA, and making it known that you liked her. And how can you then come into this community and say, I identify with you and I feel the same struggle as you, when you haven't really been living the same life as we've been living? That's all I'm saying.
I don't identify myself as an incel. If you want to know that, I'm not an incel.
What's the problem then? I don't understand. What's the problem then?
The problem is what I've already told you 3 times is that it gets noticeably more difficult to a point.
We get
where
that. That's
in a
not an
few
argument. We
years,
get that. We get that. That's
child
not.
lives will only get able to get laid. That is my point. And also, I actually not only came here to discuss about this, but I want to ask you something, Face. Do you believe you're an actual sub-5?
Yes. I don't have to believe it. I've been told it. I've been treated like it. I've had Incelibates. This is a joke. Before you go and white computer power comes on, I've had Incelibates who I've shown my face or who have seen my face say, oh, Face, give it up, bro. Why are you coping? You're so ugly. You're so disgusting. It's over for you. And I say to them, yeah, you're right. I'm an Incelibate.
Okay, what did I? Okay, did you also know what I said to you?
No, but no. All right, let me finish. I say to them, I'm an Incelibate. You're right. It is over for me. I am disgusting to women. I'm a legit Incelibate. And you know their response? Their response is, oh no. You're facing BBC. You can run Jay-Z game. You can run rap game. Because in a sense, I've acknowledged my inceldom, which seems to be this trump card that grants me a victimhood that they want. So, and they don't want to grant it to me. So they're like, oh no, actually you're not. I was calling you ugly before, but ignore that. You can run certain types of game that don't depend on your looks.
The conversation.
It speaks to their true nature, their true intentions, when they will call you ugly to make themselves feel better. But when you say, yeah, I'm actually Incelibate, it seems as if the label Incelibate grants you this 10 chakra victimhood that they wish they had. And then they'll be like, okay, actually, I changed my mind. You're not Incelibate. You can run BBC game or some crap.
Okay, can I respond to that now?
Yeah.
All right. So first of all, what about my conversation with you? Have I said the same exact bullshit besides the BBC with the Jay-Z game, or just run BBC game in the sense, oh, just go out there and boast your BBC?
No.
And,
But you
told
me you got
or do you want me
laid.
to tell you what I said?
This time last year, you were telling Stacey, like, do you want it deeper? Do you want it faster?
She wasn't a Stacey, lol.
Okay,
I can tell you that.
This guy's. Are you serious? This guy's argument is that she wasn't Stacey. Are you serious?
Tell you what I told you to. Yeah. How about you answer your fucking viewers of the news that you receive in your own community from females? How do you explain that?
What did you say?
You receive news from women. You receive news from women.
News?
Yes.
What do you mean news? Nachrichten. What kind of news?
I mean very erotic pictures, just for YouTube friendly. Erotic pictures from women. How do you explain that? You receive that in Discord. We can bring some of the
Okay. All right.
if you want.
You're very
I want to have a legit
misguided.
discussion.
You're very misguided. You think I receive
In what
news
sense?
from women?
In what sense?
I don't receive nudes from women. What happens is, I have a friend who is in a femcel server, and femcels post nudes of themselves, and he reposts them. I don't receive nudes. The end.
You sure about that?
Great point,
in
bro.
Any case, this topic isn't good stream.
All right. Anyway,
let's not talk about this.
all right. Okay. Sheriff.
Okay,
Sheriff.
then let's go back to the initial point of the
Sheriff, can you make your? I think you made enough
we've
points.
got to
Sheriff.
move it.
Sheriff. I would have you back on next week, because we may continue this subject. So if there's something you wanna,
if I get invited, absolutely, we can continue this.
I would love to. All right, because I'm not afraid of the truth. Like when I was speaking to Rolo Tomasi, I'm not afraid. Like what's his name? MLD, Modern Life Dating. I'm not afraid of the truth. So you can come back soon.
All right.
All right. Thanks for your call.
Just to be clear,
Sheriff.
you're not an incel.
Yeah, he's not an incel.
I'm not an involuntary celibate. No.
Okay, great.
Thanks. Sorry, got to keep it moving. Thank you. Let's move this guy on. It's white computer power. So please come on. I'll move him to live stream. Man, like Fate, I was telling you that time just flies when we're doing this, right?
And it's getting steamy.
Someone said
steamy
Fate.
sunny.
He was calling me out. Pfft, I wish. No, this is the thing. No one has ever looked at my face and said, "Oh, face, you're a fake cell." No one has ever looked at my face and said that. When they look at my face, they're met with this flushes pity Max tired of his 62 IQ. No, they're met with this cognitive what's a word? Even my IQ is low. Cognitive this is really embarrassing. Not so, I can't remember the word. It's cognitive comeuppance of two separate views in their mind. Someone's going to say it in the live chat, and I'll know what it means.
Cognitive dissonance.
Dissonance. Oh, what an absolute loser. Cognitive dissonance, where they want to call me a fake cell, but then they see my face and they're like, "Oh, what do I do? What do I do?" He looks like a legit incel, but I want to grant him this height as if it's not just a looks multiplier, but it makes you attractive in and of itself. Dissonance. Thank you. People, no one has ever looked at my face and said I'm good looking, whereas you've got these guys in the community, these fake cells who come in, and they get recognized for being average looking or good looking, and they don't want to recognize that there is a huge difference between IQ cell said so Coom. There is a huge difference between someone who's sub 5 and someone who's 5 to 7 who has hope, who could run social circle game and that kind of thing. White computer power, you're on Looks Live. What am I wrong with?
Hey, it's White Computer Power. So before the 1488 memes kick in, it's just the username. Get over it. Face, I like your content, but honestly, I feel like this is a incel oppression Olympics that we're trying to do here. I do believe that you're trying to gatekeep. I do think that Fate is the one really pushing this hard, and I'd like to try to attempt to counter with why I believe that the gatekeeping's wrong and or why you are trying to gatekeep.
Well, howdy ho, you go on there and tell me why I'm wrong.
Okay, so Face, it's no secret. You've had sex.
Yeah. Do you know which decade that was in?
Well, for me, it's been 8 years, so, I mean, I'm probably right there with you.
Alrighty. But there is a difference between lucking out with a single mom before Tinder existed and having done hundreds of approaches and doing, 2 approaches in 2019, getting laid, and then having a dry spell after that and saying, I'm Incelibate. Do you recognize the difference?
Well, the 2019 is not me, if that's what we're trying to hear.
Oh, no, not you, but howdy,
Okay.
someone says. But do you recognize the difference between the nuance in having a lay with a, single mom with a... Remember, I told the story last week of the woman I tried to date. She was a single mom. This is not the single mom I dated, a different one. I spoke to her on Facebook. I was, on the edge of my seat, ready to go meet her. And she said, "Oh, by the way, I have HIV plus." You know what I mean? And right. Then I, forgive me for being, like surprised. Forgive me for my momentary shock. And I said, "Oh, wow, that's quite a predicament." And then she said, "Okay, forget it." And she blocked me and deleted me, and then that was over. She rejected me. So, can we acknowledge? And this was like a decade ago. Can we acknowledge that there is a difference between going through those kind of that kind of treatment from women a decade ago, and getting laid like, I don't know, January this year, and having a dry spell during lockdown, and thus declaring yourself incelibate?
No, yeah, I agree. I think maybe the incel community needs to come together and kind of get more of some type of rules. But I think the rules that you and Fade are potentially stating might be a bit too harsh.
Is it the analogy I brought up of the amputees who both go through suffering and alienation from your body and hating life, the amputee with the lower leg missing and the amputee with every limb missing, they are both amputees, and they can both identify with each other in certain broad terms. But can you understand why the quad amputee with no arms and legs will probably want to be in a space with other quad amputees rather than being with someone who has their foot missing, who can live life somewhat normally?
Yeah, that's pretty easy. I just believe you're trying to say that it's either you're an incel or you're not an incel. So is there degrees of inceldom? Is this like MGTOW monk levels? Is there certain levels of inceldom that we're shooting for now?
Well, can you first describe what exactly it is you have the problem with?
Sure. So as women, become more and more hypergamous, even 5s and 6s will be true cells all their life.
True cell? Are you serious? True cell? We have a true cell on the screen on the right. We have a true cell on the screen on the right. You're saying that because you're saying that a 6 will have the same dating life and treatment in life as the guy on the right? Are you serious?
No. So So as women become more and more hypergamous and their standards raised, even 5s and 6s won't have any options.
I get that.
Or are we saying that's not true?
I wouldn't say no options, but their options will be few and far between. I'm actually with friends with a guy who's between a 4 and a 6. He gets lays very infrequently. They're low value women, black single moms, or the odd white slim young girl, but it's mostly like women you wouldn't write home about. But to say that he's experiencing the same life as me, where I'm slaying YouTube, it's just not the same. Sorry.
So are 1s and 2s more oppressed than the 3s and 4s?
Yeah, the 1s and 2s.
So can 1s and 2s exclude you then from there? Because they can be like 3s and 4s.
Yes, they could. I could totally understand. I could totally understand a Treacher Collins saying that I benefit or I live a life that's completely different and ignorant of the treatment he faces. Of course, yes. What, you think that was a big gotcha? You think you got me with that? I acknowledge that.
No, I'm just curious what the levels in inceldom are. I didn't know there were levels. There are now levels.
Yeah.
So let's go ahead and establish it. So your server is meant for 3s and 4s only, or I mean 4s and below.
Sub5s. This is I run a server where initially we were open to anyone who's black pilled, I guess, but we've had since we started to lock it down to guys who are below a 5, we've been more cognizant of the reasons why men don't make it into the server. Last week Fate can attest to this. Last week we had a guy he said it was black pilled. He said he had 50 lays. We had to say, oh, thank you, but no. We had
I would agree with that.
Yeah.
I would agree he's not incel if he has 50 lays. Once
guy.
Again, we need to kind of have a homogenous type of rules. Where are we stating is inceldom?
I had a guy who said this week, I think it was early this week, a guy who said, yeah, I'm incel, although I did have a girlfriend last month or something like that. It was words to that effect. And I was like, okay, this guy doesn't understand what inceldom means, or he's trolling. So my point is, okay, I think I bring up a point that I wanted to bring up during the stream. I'll bring it up now. I call it the inceldom Dunning-Kruger effect. It's, I think, a more accurate term for it would be the Incelibate tight-knit recursive. So it's a recursive where, to understand the needs and the frustrations of incelibates, sub-5s in my definition, you would need to be incelibate yourself. So if you're like a 6, and you're like, oh, hey bro, why are you gatekeeping, bro? I only got laid like a few times last year. Why are you gatekeeping? You would need to be an incelibate to understand why incelibates want to keep their community strict or restrict who enters their community. So I call it the Incelibate tight-knit recursive, where it's recursive. You have to be incelibate to understand why incelibates want to be on their own, in their own space. Am I wrong in that respect? Is there anything you can point out where I'm an idiot or stupid?
No, I think if you hadn't had sex in a year, at least in my mind, that qualifies you as a incelibate.
Isn't that just a dry spell, though? Isn't that just a dry spell?
So how long do you not have sex before you're considered a incel? If you have sex, do you ever go back to being an incel, or are you just kind of like done?
No. I've said it before. I've said that having intimacy once doesn't forbid you from being an incelibate, because there are women who haven't had intimacy yet, and we wouldn't call them incelibates. It's a recognition of the effort you've been through the changing times, and it's an acknowledgement of any future potential. So let me be explicit. If you've come through this Tinder age, this Snapchat, TikTok age, and you've been disenfranchised by it because you were ugly anyway, you weren't doing well anyway, but you've become disenfranchised through this TikTok age, and you haven't had a lay or interest for what, 5, maybe 10 years, I would say. And then there is no potential for you to get laid in the future. That's where I would, that's one of the criteria I would use. It also depends on your looks. It depends on the effort you've put in. Like, it speaks to your own interest why you would want the definition to be broad, right? Because if you were an incelibate who suffered through approaches and rejections and all that kind of thing, you would want the definition of an incelibate to be narrow, because you would want to be with people who have gone through the same things as you. It speaks to your own looks level, where you want the definition to be nebulous and not really defined here or there, and anyone's an incelibate. I'm incelibate today because I didn't get laid to this morning. Like, right? Am I wrong?
Yeah, I wouldn't defend that. Yeah, exactly. I wouldn't defend someone saying I've had sex in 6 months and they have options. Yeah, I would state that they're not incelibate.
Just to be clear here, we're not saying that you guys, well, normies aren't experiencing difficulties. It's simply
I'm not a normie, but thanks.
Rate your looks, by the way. Rate your looks quickly, and then Fate, back to you, Fate. So rate your looks.
Sure. So I was on another podcast, Dodge Sale, where I stated all my stats, but I'll state them again. It's no big deal.
All right.
I'm a 4 out of 10. I'm 5'10". I weigh 142, so I'm an anorexic skinny cell. I'm an old cell. I'm 38, so I experienced dating before online dating, and dating after online dating. And a lot of incels, if they were during the time before online dating, I think they would
Get something.
They would have. They wouldn't be true sales.
Yeah, I get that. I get that. As an old cell myself, I get that. I'm older than most buildings, so I get that. But so it surprises me your support of like your viewpoint seems to be one that I would expect from like a 16-year-old, which I've seen before. I've seen a 16-year-old say, "Oh, I'm Incelibate because the girls in my high school didn't approach me, and no teacher kept me behind for detention and made advances." That kind of thing. I'm like, are you joking?
No, I agree with you in your statement that you need to at least be 21 and have tried. And yeah, I believe that there are too many young cells that haven't tried enough. So I agree with you on that point. But like I said, I still think you're being a bit too harsh, and maybe it's because the criteria hasn't been really refined yet. But I could see where as high school people, the number of singles as far as people who have not had sex keeps increasing. Even 5 and 6 true cells may look back at you as a guy who's had sex and say, "Oh, he's not an incel." Like I don't understand. Like every 4 years is the criteria going to be revised as far as what an incel is, and then that's kind of the new standard.
Alrighty. I'm gonna. Can you make a last point and then, or Fate? You want to make
Sure.
a last point before I you decide. Maybe you finish your point. White computer power before we go back to Fate, and then I'll try and get 2 more people in. Then we can squeeze out one more topic, and then we'll go.
You first, White Power.
Yeah.
Okay. So I guess my point is, so as women's standards keep getting higher and higher, I think hopefully incel community won't be doing the exact opposite, which is keep getting lower.
Sorry.
I'm sorry?
Sorry, I pressed the sound effects by accident. Sorry. Go ahead.
Okay. Just to make sure, I'll go ahead and start from the beginning real quick.
Yeah.
All right. As women's standards keep getting higher and higher, and which means more and more men are getting less and less, I just hope that the incel community doesn't do the opposite, as in they keep lowering the standards lower and lower to where only like 1s and 2s are considered incel. And even though I might not be claimed as incel within the community, when I walk around in the real world, I sure as hell get treated like one.
I get you. No, all right. It sounds as if, Fate, I've spoken too much, so over to you.
But we can't say for certain what will happen in the future. All we can do is try and define things as they are now, and try and keep things as I guess clean and neatly labeled as possible. So I mean, I guess the problem is there's always nuance with everything, right? So as if a person approaches that 4 out of 10 range, this is where we have to go into things like their past experiences, how much success have they had. It just gets a bit too it gets a bit finicky. But as it stands for now, I think I can say on behalf of a lot of incels, a lot of Sub5s, is that they do want to be separated from the 5s and above.
Alrighty. Yeah. Sorry, I'm trying to get these people in onto this stream before we close it down.
Okay.
Right.
We might only have time for like 1 or 2 more, by the way.
Yeah. All right. Let's be really quick. If we keep it to 3 hours, because this could go.
All right.
forever.
I'll go ahead and.
Thank you for joining.
Thanks.
It was good talking to you.
All right. Someone click on live stream, and we'll get you in quickly before we go. So one of you guys, be very fast. I mean, I can't add you. I don't think is there something I'm missing, like a button I'm missing?
No idea. They have to join a voice chat first.
I've added them as caller. I've given them caller admin privileges, not admin, caller privileges. They've got blue username. So it's I've done all I can. It's up to you to click on the button. All right, I'll add him. This guy.
Is this one?
Yep.
Yep. Cool.
All right, I'll move him right away. He's into live stream.
Yo.
1, 2, 3. Your mom. 1, 2, 3. Your mom. 3, 2, 1. You're on Looks Live.
Yo, what's happening, bro?
This guy sounds too upbeat. Yeah, we're good. We're good.
You say what?
You sound way too upbeat.
Way too upbeat?
Yeah.
Fair enough. My bad, man. I'll try to not do that. What's cracking though? What you up to? Just what's good?
Wow. Are you in a harem? Like, are you calling us like taking a break from your harem? It just blows my mind how happy you sound.
Well, damn, man. I guess it's a good thing, right? I mean, you know what I'm saying?
I don't know. All right, go ahead. What is your point to make? I'm gonna rush you because I'm gonna try and get a few callers in before we go. So Marco, man, these guys are.
I was just saying what's up.
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah. Go ahead. 1, 2, 3.
That's all. That's what I was saying. Can you hear me?
Yeah. Go ahead. Make your point.
That's my point. I was just saying, hey, what's up, man? How you doing? All that good shit.
So you're wasting your time.
Are you like my dad? Are you just making sure I'm having a good time?
No, I mean, I was just watching this shit, and I was like, shit, let me, was it the last guy? I think it was the guy before him that was, I don't know, it doesn't matter. But, no, I'm just saying what's up.
All right, the sky is up. Anything else to add?
I mean, y'all chill. I like a YouTube channel, bro.
Okay, all right. Thanks for your call. Let's take you out of here.
Yeah.
Thanks for your call.
Hello. I'm here now. Sorry. Can I be heard?
Yeah, okay. It's Marco, man. You're on Looks Live. Thanks to the
Yes.
What the hell was that last call about? Jeez. That was good. Thanks for your call, by the way.
What do you mean?
Let's move on to Marco, man. You're on Looks Live.
Okay, hello. Yeah, I'm a black-pilled normie, but I have the greatest respect
Shall I
for
flush you
because
too?
I think you are very scientific.
Okay, all right.
Sorry.
Why am I wrong? Why am I wrong?
You're not wrong. You're not wrong in anything.
Except...
look, except one thing maybe. I think you should be more open to black-pilled normies like me. Because at the end of the day,
I speak. My good friend is first of Incelmatics. I speak to him. He's I don't know how much he wants me to share, but he's not Sub5. I'm good friends with him. He gives me like charts, statistics, articles. He's a good guy. He's dated down. He's done everything you need, like I would expect someone to do, to be worthy of the label of suffering in this dating market. He's done a lot. Like I like the guy, but he's not Sub5, and therefore there is a difference I have between him and me. There's a difference between him and me. That's all I'll say. I will say strictly that there is a difference between first who grew up with what's the word I'm looking for? Not preferential treatment. Positive reinforcement, and me who grew up with negative reinforcement. I hope to take a call from him before the end, but maybe not. But yeah, I'm just saying that I like the guy, and a lot of the charts we share in common, and we can identify with the same suffering, but mine goes deeper. All right, go ahead.
Yeah, my suggestion is, can you maybe make a room on this Discord server where black-pilled normies can be? Like, don't allow us in the main incel thing, but make a room for us so we can hang out and support the incel community. Because that's what we are all about. We are supporters, right?
Yeah, I get that. Like, I understand. I appreciate your acknowledgement that your role is more of backing us as Incelibates, and while our role is acknowledgement that you don't have it that great. That's all. I don't think I can be attacked for that. You don't have it the best. You're not Chad, and we have it worse
maybe
than
allow
you.
us on here and don't treat us like like second-class people, you know? Like we just want to hang out.
Like we're
Like,
treated in
is
real
it so
life?
bad we are here?
Like we're treated in real life?
Yeah, but that's not by us. Like us, I tell my girlfriend about incels. She hates me for it.
What?
She
Wait,
says, "Oh,
wait,
it's
wait,
all
wait,
bullshit.
wait.
Don't hang out with these people." She says,
What?
"Don't hang out with these
What?
people."
What?
She gets
Wait.
hateful when I talk about it. Yeah.
Slow down. Slow down. What? Who did you tell about inceldom? Inceldom?
Well, my girlfriend, but that's why I am a black-pilled normie, right? Like I'm a black-pilled normie. That's why I am not an incel. I never claimed, right?
Joking. This is what I'm talking about. Like, am I speaking Arabic? Did this stream actually go out on air? Like, this is the whole thing I'm talking about. My girlfriend. I'm banging my girlfriend, and I said,
No.
oh, by the way, incels exist, and she was like, oh, whatever, make me a coffee and bang me hard. You don't understand the life we go through. Like
No, listen. I was 10 years incel before I got this girlfriend. It's
Well,
not
what, from
like...
0 to 10?
Sorry?
From age 0 to 10, you were in celibate.
From age 20 to 30.
And then you started banging a girl. Well, then you made it. You made it. Good. Get out of here. You made it.
Good job.
No, but listen. The reason I mention her even, I'm saying I'm trying to talk to normies and make them aware of the suffering of incels, right?
All
That's
right,
why
I
I
appreciate
mentioned her,
that.
not to brag or anything like that. But I get hated for it. Like normies hate me when I mention it, and they say, "Why you hang out with these people?" Right? Like they hate on me for having sympathy with incels. That's how bad it is.
All right. Well, put it this way. I do appreciate your advocating for the suffering that disadvantaged ugly men go through. But man, just bang your girlfriend. Like just give your girlfriend, 8 inches of your best, and ignore us. Because I would do that. You think I would be running this channel if I had a girlfriend? Are you serious?
Well, you should.
No way. I'd be too busy.
No,
I'd be
I mean,
way too busy.
Like, come on. Like it's like when you don't have something, you think it's the greatest thing in the world, but once you have it, it becomes pretty normal, right? Like once you have a girlfriend for a long time, you start watching incel channels just out of boredom, I guess.
Okay.
Like it's just what people do, you know?
Thanks for your call. I do appreciate your call. Once you get bored, you start watching incels. Are you serious? Who is this guy? Where are these people? What is this audience?
We've triggered the hornet's nest.
What is this audience? Okay, Tim Z1, you're on, or Z1, you're on Looks Live.
All right, you got your audio's clear.
Clear enough. Before you tell us about your girl, the girl in your bed.
All right, so here's the thing, and I'm not here to argue that like above fives have it as worse. Like, I mean that's just stupid. Like if anyone thinks that, I don't know what the fuck you're doing. My contention is with just the label of Incelibate, right?
Alrighty. What's the problem with the label that defines bone structure and experience?
No, I'm saying here's the thing. Like the label itself, it means involuntarily celibate. So if you're a guy who wants to be in a relationship and you can't despite your efforts, then you are by definition incelibate. That's
Hold up a sec. Hold up.
I'm not here to argue like that. Yeah, sub-5, like true selves. I'm not here for the loser brownie points championship. I'm not doing that. I'm not here to like get loser brownie points. I'm not for that. My contention is this autistic gatekeeping of, oh, if you're above 5, then what are you doing? Like you're Chad. It's like that's where I'm going with this. Hello?
Face? Oh, we can't hear you, Face, by the way.
Your audio's kaput.
I'll try and message him. While he's experiencing that, let me try and answer your question.
Yeah, of course, of course.
Yeah, so like we were talking about a little bit at the start of this stream and last stream, is that you can't take the name involuntary celibates literally, otherwise you're gonna run into some problems.
Well, okay, then
This is
then
what-
use another
Okay, hold on, hold on,
label.
hold on,
Like, I don't
hold on,
get
hold on,
it.
hold on. Let me just finish my point. Hold on. Okay, so this is why the term had now become to mean something other than what it is literally. The term has stuck simply because I don't know. It's a good term. It is what it is. I think we can hear you now, Face. By the
Yeah,
way.
I'm back. Yeah.
Okay, cool. This is why. Look, I mean, it's a good term. I guess that's why we use it. We're not going to stop using it. But I guess now that we have it, and some people are taking it literally, this is why we are defining the nuance within the term.
Then fine, but like then you can't get like then you can't spurg out if like other people start using it. That's all I'm saying.
Well, this is why we're doing the stream, so we can start trying to define a term, so that from henceforward, people who are in the 5 to 7 category
Then
stop
how would you
describing
define the
themselves as
people
incels.
who are not sub 5? Like how would you define the people who are like by definition literally incelibate, but like I guess the term is now trademarked by sub 5s. So like what are those guys? Are they FA? Are they TFL? Because here's the thing with me,
Normie,
like
I guess
when
normie.
I'm
They're
in
normie cells. Like they get laid occasionally, or there's a path to their ascension, which is very visible and is a short path, easy path, easier path. I would be happy with them saying they're normie cells, they're average cells. I just want a distinction between men who are
sure. Like, dude, I understand what you're saying, buddy. Like I totally get it. I totally understand. What I'm saying is like even here, like even right now, you just said like normie cell. So like we have all these terms like mental cell, normie cell, true cell. Why can't we just use that then? Like why can't like sub 5s be like true cell? But I'm not gonna claim that I'm true cell because I'm not. I'm a mental cell fucking normie cell, as you would say.
Okay.
So like why can't like sub 5? Yeah, like the term true cell is it's exclusive to you guys, and I like trust me. Here's the thing. I used to work as a bartender for like 3 years before Chat 19 hit. And dude, believe me, like I have so much empathy for sub 5 guys because like I'm working as a bartender like day in and day out, and I see how these guys are being treated. It's just fucking disgusting. Not just by women, but like with everyone. Like my boss would every time there was this like ugly short guy who would come in, my boss would instantly tell me keep an eye on that guy. He seems like trouble. Like even my boss is like, this guy comes in, he's like a true cell type of guy, and like he's already like everyone like just is like repulsed by him. And I have empathy for these guys for real.
Yeah.
Like every time a sub 5 looking guy came into the bar, I made sure I'm gonna give this guy the best fucking service he's ever got because I just want to cheer him up like for real. And my boss would get mad at me. He's like, stop giving these guys good service. I don't want him to be around, you know? Like I don't want him to be around and like ink welling up the place. You know what I mean?
Yeah. All right. I got to keep it moving because we're going to try and be out of here soon. So anything you want to leave us on?
So like the only thing there's no other point I want to like say. I just want to like ask, like, can we as just this I guess we could call it extended community, like can we find a middle ground here? You know what I mean? Like I didn't call here for major league loser championships. Like I'm not trying to win the gold medal for loser brownie points.
Yeah.
I get that, and I get that's really frustrating for you guys. I get it, dude. I get it. Okay.
Yeah.
Like the last guy called in and say, I have a girlfriend. Dude, the fuck are you like? What the fuck? Dude,
I'm used to
tell
it.
you something.
I'm used to that. That happens often. That happens so often. I'm used to guys PMing me saying, "Oh, I'm in Incelibate. I want to join your server." I do have a girlfriend though, or I got laid last week, or yeah.
Like, here's the thing, dude. Here's the thing. Let me tell you something right now. If I get a girlfriend right now, if I get in a relationship, you will, like, I will be like, poof, I'm gone from here. Like, you will never see me. Okay. Like, I'm out of these, like, image boards. I'm out of these Discord servers. I'm out of here. Okay. Because it's like, and it's crazy to me, like, a lot of, like, as you would call it, normie cells. It's like they have this thing in them that it's like, oh, they want to be a loser. They want to be in these like lives. It's like, no, dude. Like, when I'm here on these Discord servers and image boards because it's like I'm fucking, like, I feel lonely. I want a group of people to relate to, right?
Yeah.
And so it's like, if I'm out of this situation, I'm fucking gone, dude. Like, I'm not gonna be here. It's like, hey, can I be in your incel server, dude? Here's the thing, like, if I've never done it, but it's like, if I, like, come across one of these exclusive incel servers, right? And I, like, call them, be like, hey, can I join your server? And they tell me, no, you can't. You don't qualify. I'm gonna be happy. You know what I mean? I'm gonna be, oh, that's a good thing. I don't qualify. I mean, that means I have hope. You know what I mean? So, like, I don't get these guys who want to be a loser. I don't get it.
All right. Yeah. That's the thing. Me and Fate run a server on Discord, and I guess we have like a criteria for entering the server, and we say that if you don't make it in, it's a good thing, because we want incelibates only. And if you don't make it in, that's a good thing. You have hope. You've just demonstrated that you have enough lays in recent times, and that you're good looking enough. We've seen your face. You've demonstrated that you're not good. You're not ugly. So it's a good thing that you don't make it in. It speaks. As I've said this before, it speaks to body dysmorphia. If you want to be declared incelibate when there is no need, there's no reason for it to be so.
Right.
Anyway, Tim, I got to keep it moving. But thanks for your call.
Yeah, of course. I'm just glad we could find some middle ground here, because it's like, before I leave, like, do you understand my perspective now? Like, just do you understand where I'm coming from?
Yeah, I've never denied your perspective. I've never denied it.
Yeah. Of course.
Got to keep it moving. I really got to keep it moving. Thanks for your call, Tim. Let's get Huge in before we go. I don't know if we're gonna get everyone on. We'll be back again next week. So it's Frail.
Frail was in this room. Do we talk to him first?
Yeah, let's get him on.
I'm just kind of sat here.
All right, Frail.
Sat here at the moment.
Do you want to make a point? Or?
Hold up.
Do you want to make a point?
Yeah, I won't take up as much time as everyone else.
All right.
But. What was it? You were talking about that change thing where you kind of just dropped it in your hand from a height.
Yeah.
Well, anyone that is, well, I guess not even Black Door, but if you're ugly enough to kind of experience these things, it's not just change. It's if you open a door or you lean on a counter or even items at a shop, like, people won't even touch those things if they've seen you fucking go near them. And it's even in bagging areas. You can see some of the clerks at the shop. They'll happily bag things for people that look better. But when it comes to you, no, not a chance. You've got to be the one fucking bagging it.
Yeah.
And, there's also, like, these people apparently calling you out for fucking gatekeeping. That's bullshit. They're admitting to not relating to your experience.
Thank you, 100%. Exactly.
They are straight up admitting that they don't share that same experience. They're admitting that they have it better.
Yeah.
Like they say, it's the oppression Olympics, and they'll never get it. If they've never experienced it, be fucking happy that you've not experienced it. Like, there was some, like you said earlier, you said it's easier for sevens than it is for sub-5s. I'd say easier isn't even the word. They have a chance, we fucking don't.
The thing is, my point is that guys who are like a 6 to 7, they ignore the fact that the looks, the treatment that you get in your looks is a gradient. It's not a thing where you're sub 5 or 8 plus. It's not sub 5 or 8 plus. It's a gradient. So if you're a 7, you're going to get treatment closer to that of an 8 than that of a 3. Right?
Oh,
I mean,
without a
it's
doubt.
not scientific. It's not. It's not nuclear physics here. If you're closer to a 7, you're going to get the treatment closer to a 7. You're not going to get the treatment closer to a 3 just because you're below this arbitrary 8 out of 10 yardstick.
It's well, ugliness is a social crime. I consider it to be a social crime because it is.
I wanted to bring that up before we go. Yeah, me and Fate were speaking about how the looks thing will play out in law, in legislation, in broader terms. Yeah. I was speaking.
This is a very interesting point.
I was speaking to Fate yesterday, and I said that if women had the wherewithal to I don't think we'll get onto the next topic of just be white. I don't think we'll do that next time. I think that women don't have the wherewithal to describe looks in terms of upper eyelid exposure, straight lower eyelids, downward pointing medial canthi, forward grown maxilla, zygomatic arch, philtrum to chin height ratio. They don't have the language to describe that. They can say this guy's creepy or ugly, but they don't have the language. If they had the language, I think there would be more of a push or more of an incentive for women to legislate for the banning or the disallowing of ugly men, persecution of ugly men into their spaces, because they can't define it. It's kind of hard to say, oh, this guy's creepy, don't let him in. But if they could define it by bone structure, if they had the language, the wherewithal to describe ugly men, you would see legislation or some kind of de facto rules in place where ugly men are there is one treatment for ugly men and one treatment enforced by some.
Another drink.
Okay, same here. Trust me, same. There would be one law enforced, or one policy, let's say not law, one policy enforced for ugly men and one for above average looking men. So the example that came to mind was gyms. So you have female only gyms. I see in the near future women having like a voucher system where they say, yeah, it's a women only gym, but this Chad, he's non-threatening. Yeah. I approve of him. Therefore, I let him in. I see this kind of thing becoming more prominent as we go from 2020 to 2030. There will be, now I get it, there is I do see like a sub 8 law, and
I'm not going to
sub 8
see 2030 face. Come on, let's be honest. I'm 30 next month.
Are you planning to leave the planet before that time?
I don't even have a choice at this point. Like, I'm a fucking drug addict, face. Come on, let's be honest.
Yeah,
I'm gonna die.
But I just see that there you will see it being enforced that guys who are considered attractive, it's not like a distinct 8 or nothing, but more or less attractive men will get different treatment to guys below, in the low echelons of attractiveness.
It's massive just how different people treat people that are sub 5. Like, I know there's all like the sub 8 coping, but like you say, like easier isn't even the fucking word. We don't have a chance. They do. I'd kill to be a 7. God damn it.
Legit. All right. I think we need to close it out because we can speak about this more next week. Before you go
Before
ahead.
I went, because I saw in the chat, I had to give a shout out to Fast Banana CAO because he wanted me to. I don't know why, but fuck it.
Alrighty.
Fuck it. Yeah. We can pick this up again another time if you want. I'll probably try and come on someday when I'm not absolutely fucking bollocks. I'm hungover as shit. So.
Thanks for joining.
Thank you.
No problem. I'll see you later.
Alrighty. Oh my gosh, the super chats. Let me read these out. Reborn says, "Is Hamoudi a fake cell? He keeps lying about himself." I read that out. He changed his height. Yeah, when you change your height, it speaks to some kind of trying to be seen as uglier than you are, which if you're actually ugly, why would you lie about being uglier? Like, it just, yeah, I said that anyway. Shadow Jago says, "I'm not ugly, but I still love the show." Probably banging his girlfriend while listening. He also said, "The OnlyFans page I would subscribe to, I'm guessing he says, the only OnlyFans page I would subscribe to is FACEandLMS." Oh, well, that's beautiful. Thank you. Augusta says, Incelibate lives matter. I can't breed. No poon, no peace. Youssef Ibrahim says, "Face, you touch upon the point that I want to call in for. Please give me 2 minutes on Discord to call in." I don't think we have time, bro. Like, I think we're almost done here.
Yeah,
but next week.
All time.
Name Withheld said, "I got so much hate from posting my picture on Instagram, I had to delete it." Yeah, I get hate from incelibates. So welcome to the club. Time for a Kiss says, "Why not just Hobby Max with 1B? Why not just Hobby Max for fun? Women equals waste of time." It's easy to say that if you have the choice of rejecting them. I think people think that it's easy to get over not having a woman. And they don't factor in that it's easier to ignore women if it's a conscious choice, rather than it being the result of women rejecting you in the first place, right? If women reject you, there's nothing to reject, so it's hot. It feels more hurtful because the social contract has been cut off on her part beforehand, so you feel like a loss. Whereas if you cut off the social contract between you and women, it feels like you've been an active agent, right?
You have no say in the matter. It's you have no control. That's what it's all about, right? It's not on your terms. It's on their terms.
He says, I think, yeah, we got his point. Name Withheld says, "Female hypergamy." That's FEE space MEL. Female hypergamy. Never anticipated technology pushing it to the level where it is now. I think it cemented Bluckpull. That's how he spelt it. He's saving on vowels. Bluckpull guys, and pushed normies into believing they are in a similar boat. Okay, let me just read that because I missed the context. Female hypergamy never anticipated technology pushing it to the level where it is now. I think it cemented black pill guys and pushed normies into believing they are in the similar boat. I think what he's trying to say is that the female hypergamy has made all men feel disadvantaged. Therefore, all men feel like they may be incelibate to an extent. I think that's where he's coming from, right?
Yeah, I guess it's trying to put us all into one batch.
Which, in broad terms, we're in the same sub-8 batch, but sub-8 theory for me only has application in broad terms, like online dating, where of course 8 guys who are 8+ get like the best of the best treatment, or in what I call future policies, where 8+ guys get honorary female privileges, like access to female only gyms, that kind of thing. Yeah, but like just in general terms, a 3 out of 10 is not living the life as a 6. No, sorry, not happening. Conk says, did you ever get in touch with Rich Coper? He was genuine in helping if you email him. I sent him a message on Twitter. I have had no response, but I'll send him another one. Maybe he doesn't respond to DMs on Twitter, so I'll send him an email at some point. I'm in no rush because I know it's not going to help, but I'm open to him trying to help me because, you know, I'm not... I don't want to be Incelibate. I don't want to be Incelibate. If there is a way out of doing these live streams, I love speaking to you guys, but if there's a way out of this whole Incelibate lifestyle, I would take it. I'm sorry. I don't know if that sounds ungrateful for the people who donate, the people who watch. I appreciate you watching my cringy, disgusting, pitiful, painful live streams. But if I could be in the situation where I didn't have to do this, I would do it. I don't know. Maybe I'd do like an occasional live stream. But anyway, David the Wizard with 2 Zs says, Face, come to the USA. I'll get you laid 100% for sure. If you have like some free tickets, I would be willing to come over there and, you know, give women the benefits of my BBC. I was in the shower last week or sometime this week, or I don't know when the thought occurred to me. I've had showers since then. I was in the shower some time ago, and I looked down and I thought, what a waste. I looked down and I thought, can I donate this to someone? Like, I'm sure like I can sell this for spare parts. Like maybe I could get like an extra like a hard disk on my PC. If I sell this to someone, like maybe I could exchange it or something. What a waste of a BBC, because my face is the barrier to entry. So yeah. How do you feel about your genetics below the waist? How do you feel, like if you were lucky enough to get a woman who was open to your face, do you think you're okay in the trouser department?
Look, I'm not sure, to be honest with you. Yeah, I can't say that I've thought about it too much, like certain other autists in our server, but yeah, it could be bad. I don't know.
Do you want? Are you average or around average?
Oh, maybe it's better not to discuss it on stream.
Oh God! Oh wow! Sorry, bro. All right, Day Coper says, Face, have you tried growing a beard? No. Oh. Have you tried growing a beard? I don't have enough testosterone or DHT, whatever it is, to grow a beard. I grow like the beard of a 15-year-old boy. So no, I would if I could, but I can't. Do women respond better to a man with a beard? It depends on his lower jaw masculinity or forward growth. So if you're like, is it Dan Blazieran? I think, as far as I know, he uses his beard to cope for a weak jaw. I don't know, but I can't ascertain whether his lower jaw is weak, but he seems to be using it as a defense mechanism. And I've seen men using beards to cover up a weak lower face. So if you have a weak lower face and you can if you can cover up for a weak lower face, then do it. But the implication from women, I've seen this so many times. Women will say, "Oh, men complain about makeup that we have access to, but all men can just grow a beard." Nope. Not all men can grow a beard. Some men can grow like bum fluff. Some men can grow the beard of like a 13-year-old boy like me. But to say that all men can grow a beard is just patently ignorant. Fate, your feedback.
Yeah, it's in any case, even if you can grow a beard to hide it, it's cope, because it's all about the defined jawline, defined chin. That's what women desire more than anything. If you can grow a beard, it's just there to hide your genetics, really.
Yeah, a beard is a cope, I guess. We've got Gresh who says, "I don't want to be hateful, but it's hard sometimes. There's so much pain there's only so much pain I can bear. And believe me, I've tried it. It just might be over, boys," with a I instead of a Y. If you're young, there is hope. Or there are things you haven't tried. So if you're like 20, there are things you haven't tried. You've by no means have you gone through years of surgery. By no means have you done years of approaching. I'm not saying that, yeah, bro, just approach for years. But I'm just saying that giving up early is there is time for ascension, I guess, maybe, or locking out.
You're squandering the one opportunity you have. You might, in 10 years' time, you may say to yourself, if only I had just tried, maybe I could have ascended. And you'll never be able to resolve that within yourself unless you apply yourself now whilst you have the chance.
Definitely. Bend Over for $10 says, "Society makes ugly men creepy. Women have the idea that even though I reject him, someone else will accept him." We heard this before. "But that doesn't happen when one woman rejects you. It signals to others to do the same." Yeah, basically, women have the same attraction switches, and when what an actual idiot. When one woman rejects you, it's symbolic of all women rejecting you because they have similar tastes. Now you get some women who want like a black Chad, Tyrone. Some women who want like a body built Chad. But for the most part, they want the same kind of look, attractiveness, broad jaws, hunter eyes, full head of hair, or a decent skull, that kind of thing. Yeah. So, your point was, women have the idea that women are attracted to the same thing by and large. Yeah. So, I don't know what to say. Society makes ugly men creepy. Yeah. No, not so much society. I guess it's a combination of women like feeding into this pot, this well. What makes man creepy? So they feed in like height. One woman would feed in height. Another woman would feed in a weak jaw, or just an unmasculine face, I guess they would phrase it as. So there is this well, this pot that they feed in into a collective idea of what makes a man unattractive. So it's not so much that society does feed into what makes a man unattractive, and it gets shared around. Women share the idea of an ugly man around in pictures and stuff like that. Women have the idea that even though I reject him, again, women feel like they're unique. I guess that's the point. Women have the idea that they are unique in their tastes, in their desires, in their interests, in their pursuits, ignoring the fact that most women are the same. I know it sounds bad. I know it sounds hateful. I know it sounds misogynist, but all women or most women have the same taste. So if one woman rejects you, most women are rejecting you, and no single woman can appreciate that. So they think that, oh, I'm not interested in you, but some other girl would be lucky to have you. I don't think there is any solution. Like, you can't change women's self-awareness. It takes logic, and women are emotional. So I guess there is no solution, right?
No, not really. This comes back to the black pill being something that probably doesn't have solutions. We just have to accept that there are some things about females that can't be changed, and we just have to try and find a way to deal with it.
Alrighty. Xenocide or Xenocide was Japanese yen. If you're actually Japanese and you want to speak about the grass-eating men, the herbivore men, on the next live stream, I would love to hear from you. That would be so interesting. So that's 1,000 Japanese yen. I don't know how much that equates to, but if you want to come back, I would love to hear from you, because there is a separate phenomenon going on, but it's I'm going to pronounce this wrong. Analogous. Oh, I did it right. There is an analogous situation in Japan, but it's based on gender imbalance and the work ethic. There is a different phenomenon, but it's quite analogous to the inceldom phenomenon in the West. So if you want to give us your Japanese take, then come back next week. Based Naruto cell. Complex EZ says race pill is BS because racist cells won't date black or browns. I don't think we'll have time to get onto that. I hope I come back to that, because if you tune in next week, I'll get on to Just Be White theory. Complex EZ or EZ says in a separate donation, can't claim to be incel if you're he's talking about someone else, sorry. Can't claim to be incel if you're rejecting girls based on their race. Laugh my fat ass off. Yes, if you're a white guy rejecting Asians who are, now I get to some extent you need to be somewhat attracted, the bare minimum level of attractiveness. But if you're rejecting a whole race of women, then that speaks to your. Again, I get it. I get that. You want, if you're a white guy, you want your own white women, maybe. But if you're rejecting Asian women, just acknowledge that you are rejecting women. And the whole point of this term, inceldom, is involuntary celibacy. So if you're rejecting women, that means that takes away the involuntary aspect, right?
Yeah, if they become volcels at that point, they're choosing to reject these women. They're choosing not to pursue these other options that they have that ethnics don't have.
First, I'm going to call First out. First, I've given you privilege to join the live stream. You've called me a gatekeeper, so if you want to come on and just prove me infinitely wrong, if I've said like something so stupid, then you can come on and embarrass me. So the option is open for like 5 more minutes. Star Scream for £3 posted an emoji of a cute bear. I guess I appreciate that. Bendover says being sub-5 is more than how women treat you. Both men and women treat you like you're not human. You can't be part of society. That's another level. Okay. Den W0 or Den Wo maybe says, "Hey Face, I would be your friend if you lived in Ohio. Love the channel. Thank you." I'm gonna go out on a limb. I bet this guy is like listening with his girlfriend or his sons, his children. He's like, "Hey, let's see what's on YouTube." And he's like, "Oh, this is interesting. Hey kids, play outside. I'm listening to this streamer on YouTube." And he's like, has a family and shit. Reborn says, WBT, I guess, what about JBW? Or 3 to 4 whites Volcel for not C-maxing. That is Southeast Asia maxing, which means going to Southeast Asia to find an Asian wife.
Maybe that's for next week. You can
we'll save that for next week. I've got this whole thing saved for next week. It's a slideshow of a handful of Just Be White pictures that go some way to show that Just Be White isn't a theory based on nothingness. And it's not a case of the women just like the men because they're perceived as rich, which one of the cope. That's one of the copes. It's not their whiteness that attracts the women. It's the perception that they're rich. So I guess we can speak to that. Hopefully we get first on for that. Because I think that was one of his copes. He said that Just Be White is bull crap because it's just riches. So I guess we can get that for next week. I'm just gonna refresh and get every last live super chat in, and then I'll read one more thing and then we'll go because I know you need to go soon. Peed off nationalist Anglo says, I'm trying to get onto your Discord and it says it's expired or I am banned for some reason. Can you one of your mods my Discord? So many words missing. Can one of your mods, some verb should be there. My Discord username is, I won't read his name out. Yeah, I'll paste that into I'll paste that into here. So maybe we can get that for next time. And then Den W0 says 29-year-old virgin. Den W0, I think we've run out of time for this stream. So
I believe so.
It's been like it's been great. I feel like like I have a problem with social anxiety and confidence, and I need to get like blathered drunk to stream. I feel like I had the right balance today. Maybe I'm just like stroking my own ego. Maybe I'm stroking my own, you know what? But I feel like I had the right balance today. I feel like going forward, the next streams will be good.
I think you had a good performance today, definitely.
How about yourself?
I think I still have a long ways to go.
It took me 2 years to get to this point, bro. Don't be hard on yourself. Anyway, I'm going to read one thing before we go, okay? All right, so PDA. She doesn't like PDA. I'm going to read this before we go. We are out of here. This stream has been infinitely long. This is a comment from a woman on Reddit. She says, I've dated a guy because of his personality. I decided to give him a chance, but I hate to say it, I wasn't physically attracted to him. Physical attraction isn't everything. She says, physical attraction isn't everything.
Why the fuck you lying? Why you always lying?
But it's still important. Well, for me anyway. I had to end things. I couldn't see us being together for the long run. It's better that we remain friends. I didn't feel any sparks, nothing. Edit. So this is like in the face of pushback and resentment or anger. Edit. To the people judging me, I maybe should have put things into context, but since a lot of comments on this post referred to looks and physical attraction, I focused my comment on that, but there were other factors that went along with my decision to leave him. He turned out to be someone with no ambition. Later on, I saw that he didn't listen to me when I said I'm not a fan of PDA, public displays of affection, and just generally piled his insecurities and emotional baggage onto me. Maybe I should have added that I'm not that shallow. So my immediate comment on this was I'm just not into PDA. So if Brad Pitt put his arm around her, she would like remove his arm and say, "Oh, I'm sorry, I'm not into PDA." If there is a guy that I can't remember his name, it's so frustrating. If there is an like Henry Cavill kind of guy, if Henry Cavill put his arm around her, she would say, "Oh, I'm sorry, I know you're like famous and rich and tall and attractive and white and Nord 1.5, but PDAs, I just can't get down with it. She is not into PDA because of his looks. She dated this man, in my opinion, she dated a man below the level of looks that she finds that she deserves, and which is noble. I applaud her for that, but the treatment he received was indicative of her lack of attraction to his looks. So she couldn't accept his looks, right?
Yeah, so that's all it is. She wasn't happy with the level of looks that he was, and so she didn't reciprocate any PDA. Basically, she didn't. While she was fine being with him for the time being, she didn't want, she wasn't comfortable enough to show off him to other people in public.
Rightio. I think we're done, bro.
Are you still down to promote
yes, let's do it. You do it.
Okay, guys, so I'm gonna paste a link to an invite to our server in the chat.
It's Incelibate only. It's Incelibate only. Don't join if you're a normie. Go away.
So it's an Incelibate only server. There is a rigorous verification process. Please do not waste our time.
It's more rigorous than the TSA at the New York airport. So get ready.
So please don't waste our time, else we may not, we may have repercussions like not letting you come on the future live stream. So please don't test us. But I'm going to paste it into the chat. It's going to expire in about 1 hour. So if you're an Incelibate, I repeat, Incelibate. So if you are sub 5 in looks, you can join. We'll try and verify you. And if you meet our criteria, you'll be allowed in. So I'll paste it a few times now. If you just give me 30 seconds, please.
Do Chad cells exist? Only if they have mental problems and they don't take the opportunities given to them. If a woman says, give it to me, Chad, I need it, and you're like, oh well, I have to go to work tomorrow, and I do have coursework, an essay to finish. Then yeah, in that respect maybe, but no, not really. Not really. Sorry. The fact that you're asking that speaks volumes. I invited first on. He declined my offer. He's welcome to come back. He's a good friend.
Next time.
He's a good friend. Like he can come on like next time. I'm not gatekeeping. I'm just pointing out the difference between men who are suffering the full extent of female hypergamy and men who are disadvantaged by female hypergamy. That's all. That's the overarching theme. If you don't want to listen to this whole stream, which you probably have done, that's what I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. This has been like 4 hours, right? Isn't it? I'm guessing 4 hours.
Oh yeah, it's like almost 4 a.m. for me.
Is the sun coming up near you now?
The birds are chirping. It's dawn is breaking.
Yeah, brutal. I really do thank you. You spent all this time, helping me out with this stream, and all for no reward.
You'll never have a white girl. Please go ER.
So I do thank you.
I just realized I think I gave the wrong invite. I think I gave the invite for the Looks Live server.
As long as you didn't give my house address, then we're good.
So let me just repaste the correct link. Sorry. Far out. It's over for low IQ cells.
Gatekeep and LMS, yeah, speaks to your where you come from. Also, my account got nuked. Thank you for that information. I don't know what to do with that, but thank you.
Okay, so I gave the wrong link, so here's the new link.
Someone said, I think I could give a different perspective. We're done now, but Pirate Cat, we'll have you next time. These guys are so slow. Where were you like about an hour ago when I was like desperately reaching for callers? You guys are slow. We'll have you next week. I don't know what to do. Should we have like one more week of this early Martian time YouTube stuff? Like one more just to get everything out. One more week. Are you down?
I'm free for that. If you're if you're welcome. If I'm welcome.
All right. Yeah. Let's do it one more time. So one more week of this insanely early time, and then we'll be back to evening time without these australoid extraterrestrials with their Martian time. All right, so I guess we're done here. So thanks everyone for taking part. I hope you've had a good time. I do aim to improve my streams week on week. I will upload past streams, but the reluctance I have to re-upload past streams is because I feel like I haven't given it my best, or I feel like I didn't perform to your liking. So I feel like I'm embarrassing myself. I feel like I'm not entertaining enough. I feel like I didn't cover everything that you would expect. But I feel like this stream, I feel like will be re-uploaded. So in good time you will see this. So thank you guys, and we are gonna leave. So goodbye. Thanks. Say bye bye.